Merry Christmas! Late Christmas! Happy early New Year. Happy 2025. Or something, I don't know. Happy early death of 2025, I guess. I don't know. How are y'all doing? Hi. No, Orville. Mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish is not an instrument either. Art's fine. Nobody has any experience. But fortunately, I have enough talent for all of you. Speaking of talent, I do not have any talent for not setting up my PS4. Give me a moment. I should have done this earlier, but I didn't do it. Because I'm on lazy phones, I guess. I should have done this, but I didn't do it. Something is wrong with me. Also, holy cow, hi Yubi. Yes, yes, I do stink. Yes, that is quite accurate. Yes. And also, dang, Orville, you're on a 15 watch streak. That's crazy. That's insane, actually. Yeah, it's a Yubi friend. I'm doing well, Yubi. How about you? How are your holidays going? How are all of? That's okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. How was my Christmas? Mostly the 6-7 lover. Well, okay. Well, first of all, it's actually kind of funny that you mentioned 6-7 because thanks to this one thing that Pika sent me. There's like this one thing on Twitter that Pika sent me. It's Love Live related. It's like a tier list of sorts of about which characters would like the meme, hate the meme, not even know what the meme is, originally like the meme but then get scolded by their sister to never do it again. Stuff like that, and that's like, now given that like extra, stuff there, I don't know, there's some aspects of it that I actually kind of find funny now, ironically speaking, so I don't know, man, it's weird. Okay, you're reading a new book as per your resolution. Read a book from the genre you've not read yet each month. Really? What genre would that be? Well, dang. Still, it's great to branch out genres. Did I get anything? A crime/mystery/thriller? Let's go! Let's go! I do like that genre, actually. And I'm not just biased because I'm currently writing a mystery right now. Yeah, yes, yeah, remember the thing that I said I was started writing back like around April? Yes, I'm still doing that. I'm at like 109,000 words right now. So yes, that is still in progress. However, slowly. Okay, Scarpetta by Patricia Cornwell. What is that one about, I wonder? Could you tell me about it? All right. Anyway, so, it has been a little while, but we are going back to Steins Gate 0 today. And, yeah. I hope everyone's holidays are good. And have been good, because, I mean, they're not over yet. Frankly, the fact that I'm even doing a stream today is unusual. But, hey, we're doing it anyway. Because I want to get back to doing some Steins Gate stuff. So, Yeah, so let's do that. What are we getting at the starting? What are we getting at the starting student screen? 5 seconds ago. Anyway. Welcome back, Meowster. I'm on you back, Yubi. And I'm also slapping, kicking, yeeting, tickling, punching, body slapping, headbutting Orville back. Yeah. How do you like that? As I walked into the maid cafe, Main Queen Yan Square, the cat-eared maids working there greeted me cheerfully. It was a weekday evening, so there were more open seats than usual. Welcome back, Okarine. Is Mayuri here today? She'll be here soon. 30 minutes? I see.
OMG, is that old man Machi? I'm such a fan.
Oh my god, Orville, I'm not an old man! I'm not, I swear! You saw me live, you had to come say hi. Well, I'm glad to hear you, see you come say hi, Yubi. I always do appreciate that. Mayuri had been working here for a while now. Her maiden name was Mayushi Nyan. When she was a maid, she wore a long blonde wig and cat ears and looked very different from her usual self. Daru called me. Is he here yet? Yep, at his usual spot. What have I been up to? I've been playing a lot of, Suzumu in the Mirage. Which is like it's a Love Live game, believe it or not. And trying to do some writing and also just playing games. I did a little bit more stuff in Age of Imprisonment. Should have done stuff in Echoes of Wisdom and Xenoblade, but I didn't. Honestly, I've been spending a lot of time playing that roguelike. That Love Live game, but it's so good, man. It's so good. What about the rest of you? Yep, at his usual spot. I looked toward the back corner and saw a silhouette sitting next to the window with the sun at its back. Oh, and I've got someone with me today. I've never been to a Mad Cafe before. Can you keep them company until Daru and I finish? Yeah? Who could that be? Hey, Hyojo, over here. I called to Maho. She was fidgeting outside the store, apparently unwilling to come in. Yeah? Okarine's with a cute girl? Wait, is that really surprising? Is that really that surprising? And from her height, she's either in elementary school or middle school? She is not. I can't believe it. You already got Ferris, but instead you went out and found a new lover. A new lolly lover. I did not! She's from an American university and she's here for research. My only choice is to denounce you at the round table. Listen to me. What are you talking about? Maho had finally made it inside and she was staring at me and Ferris with suspicious eyes. I'd gone with Maho to the police to talk about the attack again. After that, we both realized we hadn't eaten, so I brought her here. Ferris stood up to her full height, gave a cute little bow, and then did one of her cat-like poses. Welcome back, mistress! At this cafe, we don't say welcome, we say welcome back! Oh, so that's it. I'm Ferris Nyan. What's your name, mistress? Maho Hyojo. Hyojo? So you're from Okinawa? Oh, I'm amazed you knew that. People always either ask me to repeat it or just get it wrong, but you knew it was from Okinawa. Of course. 3 lives ago, I was a spirit guardian of the land of Hypatroma, which lies beyond the horizon of the Ryukyu Kingdom. Oh boy, okay. Tips. a legendary island whose name written in kanji means the island between the shining summer waves. It is said to be even further south than Hataruma Island, the southernmost occupied island of Japan. In Okinawan, pai means south, pati means end, and Roma means coral reef, so put together it means the southernmost coral reef. The Okinawan faith has always believed that beyond the sea lies a mythical utopia called Nirai Kanai, and Pati Roma is believed to be a variant of this. Another explanation says that geographically it could refer to Taiwan or Luzon Island, but the truth of both theories is unknown. Another island in the Yaeyama Island chain. Thank you, Warbell. Another island in the Yaeyama Island chain, Yonaguni Island, has a belief in a legendary island called Haidonan. This shows how deeply the Nirai Kanai belief is embedded in this area. Alright, the Kingdom of Ryukyu, the kingdom that would later become modern Okinawa. The country had a long history that stretched over 4.5 centuries and served as a major trading point in the Asian region. The capital is located in Naha at Shuri Castle. Want a Sprite Cranberry? That does sound pretty good, actually. Yes. High-ranking noble families called Uikata built castles called Weekata built castles called Gusuku on top of mountains and hills and ruled over their own local areas. In 1609, they were invaded by Satsuma province and were forced to pay tribute to both Satsuma and the Edo shogunate. Even so, the kingdom was allowed to keep its independent status. But in 1879, the Restoration government forced it to hand over Shuri Castle, and it officially became a part of Japan. Religious rituals played an extremely important role in the life of the Kingdom of Ryukyu. These rituals were held by priestesses called Nodo. Okay, and that's our Japanese history lesson today. Or, well, Japanese history of Japan. That's our lesson. This is our Japan history lesson for the day. That's right. The voices of we spirits were brought to the people by the Nodo, and we made the kingdom prosper. Well, it looks like we already encountered that, but let's look at here. Festivals and religious rituals play an important role in Okinawan life, and it's always the job of a woman to lead them. This school of thought that says that it's the woman that speaks with the gods is found all around the world. During the time when Okinawa was still its own independent kingdom, the royal government specifically designated priestesses called Nodo, who had greater authority than even high-ranking nobles. The most important of them, the Kikoe no Okini, the great lady who hears and prospers, was second in rank only to the king, and her influence extended even into politics and judicial matters. Since the Nodo were an official rank of the Okinawan kingdom, their only remnants now that the kingdom is gone are a few of their descendants. Thus, it is civilian priestesses and spiritualists called Yuta that perform modern rituals. But the raging sea gods evaded Pipati Roman at last. I'm sorry. What is she talking about? It's a special dialect spoken exclusively by the people of Akihabara. Is that right? Yeah. Think about it too much and your head will explode. It already feels like it's about to explode. Anyway, just wait a minute. I need to talk to my friend over there. I pointed to Dadu, and when she saw him by the window, her eyes narrowed. Is something wrong? He's a pretty big guy. I'll introduce you later. Time to lose some weight. Okay, Mahaya, I'll take you to your seat. Another maid had just finished cleaning a table. Mahanyan? Isn't it cute? I'd prefer something more normal. This is normal! Oh, now come this way, Mahanyan! I mean, it is pretty cute, actually. Maho remained dead silent as she was led to a seat near where Dadu was sitting. I headed to Dadu's table, too. I sat across from him and ordered some coffee from a nearby maid. I'm disappointed in you, Okarin! Normals must explode! Don't say the same thing as Ferris. It's not like that. What do you mean it's not like that? She's a legit lolly! She's a legal lolly! And not only is she really cute, I love how she's so unrefined. Oh, Karin, you jerk! Don't tell her that. She's scary when she's mad. I glanced over at Maho, who is staring at the menu and trying her best to keep up with Ferris. I told you about her on the phone, right? She was with me when I was attacked. She's Dr. Leskinen's assistant. That stuff doesn't matter. The issue here is that you get to go around with cute girls and I don't. Then go do it. Want a date or something. Was that sarcasm? Wow, you really are a joke, Okarin. It wasn't. Why not ask out Yuki? Wait, you're not telling me you haven't even approached her yet? It's fine. I plan to become a wizard. There's an urban legend that if a man is still a virgin past the age of 30, he becomes a wizard. It's also said that further training can make him into a fairy. Interesting. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Suzuha will never be born. I don't have a good comeback for that. You like Yuki, right? Sure, she's pretty, and her thighs and the curve of her neck make me pant. Stop it, pervert. I'm not a pervert! I'm a perverted gentleman! I don't care what you are. I'm talking about romance here. Daru leaned over the table and slipped his iced tea through a straw. Sipped it through a straw. I don't really understand that stuff. Jeez, what are you, a little kid? Is this today's you don't get to talk thread? We stared at one another. He was right. When it came to romance, I didn't really have the right to talk. Well, whatever. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. True. Get to it. Yeah. You see, there are two things I wanted to discuss. Here, Daru stopped and casually looked around. There weren't many people in the cafe, and thanks to Ferris, there was no one sitting near us. As long as we didn't yell, there was no risk of being overheard. I realized that the old me's habits were coming back. Was it because I just gone through something out of a Hollywood movie? First, I want you to keep this a secret from Mayuri, but I'm looking for someone. Secret from Mayuri? That's right. Why? Oh, well, you know. He seemed reluctant to speak. You've known her since you were kids, right? Does she have any friends named Kagari? Kagari? Of course, I didn't know every single one of her friends, but I'd never heard that name. No, not as far as I know. Then forget the name. Were there any girls that she was especially close to? Let me see. There was a group of kids she used to play with in elementary school. I told Daru their names. Of course, he knew all her friends since high school. She was especially close to Fubuki and Kaede from her cosplay group, as well as Ferris and the other maids at May Queen Yan Squared. There was also Luca, even if he wasn't a girl. That's all I can tell you. I don't know much more than you do. Sorry. No, that's plenty. Thanks. Daru took out his smartphone and wrote out the names of the girls I'd given him. Why don't you ask Mayuri herself? Well, there's some stuff going on. And who is this Kagari anyway? Why are you looking for her? Daru was unconsciously tapping the table. He seemed to be deciding how best to explain it. Actually, it's not me who's looking for her. It's Suzuha. Suzuha? Why would she be looking for a friend of Mayuri's? No, wait. If Suzuha was involved, that means Mayuri's future is involved. Is that why she can't tell Mayuri? Yeah. Her name is Kagari Shina. Shina? Yup. A relative of Mayuri's or something? No. No, well, maybe. She's Mayuri's daughter. Oh. You said it so naturally that I almost missed it. I see. Her daughter, huh? Her daughter. What does daughter mean again? Daughter, daughter, daughter. Mayuri's daughter. Mayuri's daughter! Too loud! I swallowed my words as best I could. Is that true? Yeah. But not a real daughter, I guess. She was a war orphan that Mayushi adopted. War orphan? I couldn't even imagine what chain of events in the future would bring that about. But it sounded a lot like something Mayuri would do. Even in the worst world line, Mayuri would still know the joy of having a child. Maybe I was wrong, but that still made me feel a little better. But at the same time, I felt a little worried about whether she could raise a kid. But isn't that weird? Why would Mayuri's daughter be here in this time? She escaped from 2036 along with Suzuha, it looks like. What? But she stopped in Akihabara in 1998 for a mission. They got separated. Suzuha searched her as hard as she could, but never found her. And so she left her in 1998? I guess someone almost found the time machine while she was searching. She had to jump and leave Kagari behind. Afterward, she kept trying to jump forward a few months at a time and look for her, but when she got to the year 2000, she started to run out of fuel. And so she jumped to 2010 to fulfill her real mission. I finished the sentence and Daru nodded. But even after coming here, she's still looking. So, do you think you could ask Miss Mayu without letting her know what's up? Me? Whether someone around her age came to see her about 10 years ago or something like that? Yeah, sure. I'll ask. If I could find her, I wanted to. Adopted or not, she was the future Mayuri's daughter. You're seeing two emojis on your screen right now? What does that mean? Oh, you're talking about Daru, aren't you? Shut up, Monokuma! How are you doing? And I felt a little guilty about things with Suzuha. I wanted to help if I could. Just then, the mate brought my coffee. Oh, be quiet, you! Shut up! It's not that funny! Not that funny! No. I'm glad you're doing well. Oh, that's good. Also, y'all have to forgive me. I bought chips and salsa from Costco yesterday. Oh, come on! Oh, come on! Come on!
You know what that means? Fish!
Sorry, I was drinking something. Fish! Yeah. Well, you're doing well, Monku. I hope your holidays are going well. Yeah, we're talking about Steins Gate things. Interesting things are being discussed. So, as I drank it, I looked over to Maho's seat. Ferris had barely left her alone for an instant. Alright, I'll put a magic spell on your pancakes to make them taste even better. You're surprised to see me stream so early? Yeah, it's an unusual day because I had the day off. I basically have time off until like the 5th of January. So basically I'm on like a 2-week vacation of sorts. Which I desperately needed because holy cow. My job does not relent sometimes. Pika! Pika! Peebert! Hi, Peebert! Peebert! Hi, Pika, how are you doing? You got kicked out of Suki. Really? Was it Nacho? Was it freaking Nacho who did it? I have a feeling it was Nacho who did it. Seriously, we need to go scorched earth. We need to go scorched earth with that man. I don't know how we'd be able to do that. Oh, not oh. Oh. So someone just claimed her then without. Oh, okay. Well, that stinks then. Well, at least she didn't get nachoed though. That would be. Oh wait, that sounds wrong. That sounded better in my head when I thought it. Forget that I ever said that. Buday's server hosting went down and you started rolling her so you can claim her. Oh no, that's even okay, yeah, that stinks. That really stinks. Yeah, okay. You hate to see that happen. But the bright side is that Nacho couldn't get her either, at least, so you do have another chance. So I guess it could be a lot worse. It still let you keep rolling, though? That's so weird. That's so weird. How could that... Do they... I know. That's so strange. You made a new policy in the bot? Oh. New policy. What kind of policy? Oh! Candy!
Who are you people?
Candy, who are you? Who are you people? Hi, Candy. An arrow too? Double raid? What the heck is going on here?
Who are you people?
What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Oh, you're playing Left 4 Dead. Nice. Doing some holiday Left 4 Deadin'? Dang. Yeah, how are you doing, King? And also, yeah, how are you doing as well, Candy? How are the zombie killings going? I love you both. Oh, hey. Alright, you started her raid without her consent? Wow. Dang. Oh, you don't think she's... So you're saying... How did you start her raid without... How did you... Oh, wait, you're probably a mod on her server, aren't you? Okay. My tasks for your stream were loading. Oh my god. Oh. It's like something happens again and someone gets screwed out of character. They try to claim that still counts as their claim. You'll keep a listen, do what you need to do. Okay, you know what? That sounds good, Pika. That sounds good. You have editor. Okay, so editors apparently have the ability to raid out. That's interesting. I guess I would have thought that mods would have that ability. Well, Candy's getting a shout out. Well, she got a shout out anyway. But wait, if she's not here, then where is she? Is she in the bathroom? Did you raid her out while she was like in the bathroom or something? Or is she asleep? I don't know. Strangely, this music. Also, by the way, this music is very strangely appropriate for this conversation going on right now. Like you raided like you had like you forcibly had Candy raid out without her consent. Music is so appropriate for that. If a situation happens where someone else claims the character and refuses to give it up, then the character will be forced divorced. Let's go! Or divorced, if you will. Gosh. So can I go one day without making a stupid pun? Except it was an awesome pun. So, yeah, I can go a day without it because the pun was awesome! That was a trick question! Maybe. Gosh darn it, Arrow. Oh, gosh darn it, Arrow. Oh, what would we do without you, King? What would we do without you? Oh, you kind of like that one, actually? Oh, okay. Well, see, because you have good taste in puns, I guess. Yeah. Oh, hey, there she is. Hi, Candy. You know what? I'm giving you another shout out. Because you weren't here for the last one, and also because Arrow is a butthead apparently, and it forces you to raid out without your consent. But we love him anyway. We love him anyway. How are you doing? How was the yeah. How was the zombie hunting going? I hope that went well. Wow, Love Live just 2 days away. Oh, you're so right, You're so right, Pika. That's right! Candy is gonna be in idle hell with the rest of us! He's gonna be one of us! One of us! Oh, man! Oh, I'm really excited for that, actually. I want to be there. I really want to be there for that. Wait. Yeah, I will be there for that because it'll be on the 1st, and so I should be home by then. By the time it starts. You're scared to join another cult? No, listen. This cult is good. This cult has awesome music, memes, and roguelike and Metroidvania games. So, you know, it's you could go a lot worse. Also, you have to forgive me, I'm having chips and salsa. That I got from Costco yesterday. And boy, they make me thirsty. Ah. Water is good. I like how they said this is like a medium spice too. It's actually more of a mild spice. Maybe it's because I have a higher spice tolerance than other people, even though I really don't think I do. I really feel like I'm a baby when it comes to spice. Now, for some reason, this only comes across as mild spice to me. I mean, it's still really good, though. I do really enjoy it. You're doing a watch party with Crumbo, right? What time is that? Arrow, are you interested as well? It's going to be on the 1st, I believe. Hopefully in the afternoon, because that will give me a chance to get back home. I decided about the earlier the better since you have to work the next day. Okay. Yeah, be sure to give me a time so I know when to, like, head back home. Just want to know what time you can drag Candy away for a stream and then Minecraft movie watch party. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I would like to know what time too, Pika. So yeah, if we can decide on a time, that would be great. All right. Anyway, Anyway, I know I didn't say this, but thank you, Candy and Arrow, for the raids. If you do need a de-stream after all that zombie hunting, please do so. Please take care of yourselves. Your viewers are in good hands. So yeah, we are playing Steins Gate 0 today, and we just had a conversation with Dadu about a character that was introduced either in the last part or 2 parts before. And basically, Dado is asking Dean to know if he can, like, ask Mayuri if, like, she knows about her. Clandestinely, because it involves her future. And Okabe and Dinto is like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. I want to be able to help Suzu however I can, because, you know, I guess I refuse to go back and prevent Kurisu's death. All right, the center of the better cave. We got beers to drink and games to game. Yeah, that sounds like Deep Rock Galactic. When you put those two things together, I'm all for it. Beers and games are secondary to Muse. Most things are, in fact. You know what? Yes. True. That is true, Pika. That is true. But hey, the 7-year streak is coming to an end, and I want to be there to see her reaction to things, because I do love Live. Crazy that I would love the thing that has love in the name. Anyway. Effing finally. I know, right? It's crazy. All right. Anyway. So yeah, we're gonna continue Steins 8-0. Nito, and also Nito dragged Maho to the maid cafe over here because they were actually at the police station earlier getting questioned some more, and then they realized that they hadn't eaten, so he took her there so he could eat something. No, watching your show nice and early, so the eating is free. Yeah. True. Yes. Anyway. Alright, I'll put a magic spell on your pancakes to make them taste even better. Magic? I'm like everyone in Elysium to watch Love Live for 7 years. Justice has come. I like to think, Pika, that I played at least a small part in this. A little bit. I at the very least sent you the message saying that saying such, so you know, I'm glad that I can at least bear witness to it. Anyway. Magic? Say it with me, Mahayan! The world is in danger! It's a conspiracy! Did you tip the scales? Let's go! Like Robin, I tipped the scales! Let's go! Can I just eat my pancakes normally? This is normal here. Now enjoy your pancakes! Thanks. Oh, Mahonyan! It's dripping! The honey is dripping! What? Oh, jeez, you're like a little baby. A baby? They looked like they were having a good time. I turned back to Dadu. So that's the first one. What's the second? Yeah. I don't know if I should ask you this, but... Oh, come on, man. Maybe I really shouldn't. He just mumbled to himself and didn't say anything. It was rare for Dado to hesitate like this. Come on, out with it. If I don't want to answer, I just won't. Okay. Then... His hand went for his smartphone. Rhine? Did Dadu send me something? Even though he was right in front of me? I looked at his face. He impatiently gestured for me to check Rhine. Okay, I guess I'll do it! This is about my secret job, so let's use this. So the secret job of yours... Dadu cut me off and pointed at my phone. I guess he wanted me to use it. Was this something even more secret than what we just talked about? Secret job? You mean you're hacking? Yeah, basically. It's not all illegal stuff, though. I make online systems for manufacturers and banks, build and admin servers, boring things like that. Oh, and I do virus analysis and make security software. There's data recovery. Oh, and making new encryption tech too. Seriously? So like a system engineer? Nothing formal like that. But we've got a bit of a reputation. Our group gets jobs from all over the world. I call myself Dash. What's that short for? I can't tell you. Why? I just can't. I don't think I can help you with that. You're close to Kurisu Makise, right? Huh? What do you mean? I want some help with her. I've hit a dead end with this job I'm doing. A job you're doing? What do you mean? Is he investigating her death? Sorry, never mind. Daru said that to me directly and was about to put away his phone. Wait! If you stop here, I'm gonna be so busy thinking about it that I won't be able to sleep at night. But don't worry about me, man. That just makes it worse. Fine. He whispered and sent me another message on Rhine. Someone brought in a laptop and a portable hard drive to us a while back. Both of them have really strong full disk encryption on them and can't be booted without a password. Of course, you can't take the hard drive out and connect it to another PC either. The client hit up a bunch of places with no luck and finally came to us. Is the encryption that strong? I've heard that even full disk encryption can be broken by a pro. Not happening with this one. You know why? We were the ones who made it, baby. Huh? You guys made it? And you can't deal with it yourself? I'm a believer that encryption needs to be a poison without an antidote or there's no point. So you don't know how to break the code, even though you made it. Exactly. If we can break it, then other hackers who are just as good as us can break it too, right? And that's no good, duh. I see. And don't call me a super hacker! And that's basically what Rintarou used to call Daru back when he was still, doing his Junie stuff. Oh, Otsu, short for Otsukata-sama, which means good worker, way to go. That slang. Super hacker, an extraordinarily talented hacker or someone who claims to be one. Also uses a threat when an argument on an anonymous message board gets out of hand. For example, my buddy's a super hacker and he'll hack you and find out your real name. From here, the term grew to refer to extremely talented hackers who clearly do not exist. I didn't! What's this got to do with Kurisu? The laptop and hard drive belong to Kurisu Makise. What? So Kurisu's belongings? I wanted to ask Daru directly, but stopped myself. Something seemed weird about the client, so I hit up the PC manufacturer's user registration database. How I did that is a secret, by the way. I found that it was registered under her name. Same address, too. It's definitely her. Who brought you the computer? Why would they have Kurisu's computer? Sorry, rules say I can't tell you that. Were they Russian? Huh? Nope. No, why Russia? Akabachi? No, if it's not, then fine. So, what do you want me to do? I want a hint, man. You know any words that Kurisu might use for her password? I can't brute force the password, so I have to do it the hard way. I tried her birthdays, graduation dates, and stuff. Address and phone, too. Not that I can imagine her picking them for a password. Also, any words commonly used in brain science or frequently used in her papers. That's all. I've got all that data. Now I'm trying to stuff from her private life. It felt like the grave of someone I cared about was being violated. What kind of words did I associate with Kurisu's private life anyway? Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha? My fork? Or maybe something to do with her dad? I tried to remember more about Kurisu, but when I did, I started to think about her last moments. I quickly shut down that chain of thought. Sorry. Can you give me a little time? I can't come up with anything that quickly. Yeah, Roger. Just tell me if you remember something. And I'm not forcing you. If you remember and don't want to tell me, that's fine. Yeah. I sighed and gulped down my cold coffee. Okarine! I told you we're having a Christmas party at the lab today. Did you remember? Also, that Santa outfit is cute on her. Mayuri's voice sounded really excited. Yeah, of course. Of course she did. Mayuri had spent a lot of time preparing for this day. She was probably really looking forward to it. Well, do you think you can come? I'll be there. It's at 6, right? Yep! That looks kind of like Pana's snow halation outfit. Well, with more red, obviously. Well, yes. Obviously with more red. But yeah. Ah. Are you at the university right now? Nah, Wako City. I'm at what's basically a lab. Belongs to a professor right now. Wow, Wako City. She had no idea where Wako City was, did she? Will you make it? It'll be fine. Great, I'll be waiting. Her voice got fainter on the phone for a second, and I heard the other girls. Okarine! All the girls today are wearing Santa outfits and waiting for you! We're waiting! We're waiting. Come on! Come on, you too, Luca! What? I'm not a girl! Luca's cosplaying too! I'm sorry, I'll take it off. I'll take it off right now. Oh, what a waste. Looks so good on you. Guys are having a lot of fun, huh? We're getting ready right now. She's in a super short Santa miniskirt and she looks really cute. By the way, her panties are pink. What? What are you talking about, Fubuki? Oh. I'm sorry she's being weird. Anyway, we're waiting, okay? Yeah. Alright, see you later. It sounded like the party had already begun at the lab. With all those girls there, I'm sure they were having a good time. Luca, you're the only guy. Hang in there. I chuckled and put away the phone. Sounded like they were having a good time. It was Maho who spoke to me. Actually, only Maho and I were in the room. I'm going to my friend's Christmas party today. Oh, it is that time of year, come to think of it. You don't seem like the type to be interested in that stuff. Not really, since I came here. I spent all my time in this room, and the only people I see lately are the police. I tried to force a laugh at Maho's joke and looked around the room. It was dead silent. The exact opposite of the noisy lab I just heard on the other side of the phone, in fact. Nothing had changed since the first time I'd come, which meant that it was still only Maho and Dr. Leskinen that were working here. And the professor had been meeting with different researchers all the time since he'd come to Japan, so he wasn't spending much time in the lab. Did that mean Maho was spending most of her time cooped up in here alone? Well, that's normal for a scientist, I guess, but... Do you want to come too? After what happened, she probably needed a chance to blow off some steam. Me? Don't worry about me. I feel more relaxed when I'm doing my work alone. It means I don't have to deal with other people. Is that how it works? Kurisu had said similar things. Kurisu, huh? Anyway, let's get to the point. That's right. I didn't come all the way to Maho's lab to make small talk. You said you wanted to apologize to Kurisu, right? Yeah. And that's why you came to me. Yes. Why? It's hard for me to talk to her on my own. So you want me to be a mediator? I guess so, yeah. You're a weird guy. Maho's reaction surprised me. Was I that weird? The last time we talked, well, part of it was because I was freaking out, but I kind of hung up on her. Moji, can you come up with a name for the waifu bot role you're making? A bot role? Oh, you mean like R-O-L-E. Harem protagonist? I guess? I don't know. I don't know if that breaches the character limit or what, but that's like the first thing that came to my mind. Yeah, we've been talking about roles for the last couple of minutes since the new update is out. Oh, I see. Noting Kurisu's personality, she's mad. I'm sure of it. And since I'm still kind of connected to her, I've got this invisible pressure bearing down on me every minute of the day. Dr. Leskinen had been trying to help me out, but I would have felt better if he'd just stripped me of access. Does it really bother you that much? You know Kurisu was not told not to contact you, right? Yeah, but I don't want a relationship to end with a fight. I never wanted to go through with what I experienced in the Alpha World line again. And that world line, I'd never been able to figure out what she was trying to tell me at the end. Well, whatever. If you wanted me to talk to her too, I will. So let's get this over with. Thank you. It's Christmas Eve, so why not say something nice? Yeah, you're right. Not that I had any idea what nice would be. What's wrong? Hurry it up. Just tap the icon on your phone and it'll connect you whenever. Wait, it quick saved. Should I? Yeah, you know what? I'm doing that. Professor told you he left you with access rights, right? Right. Okay. I can't believe you actually contacted me again! Huh? What's going on? What? Oh, she totally wasn't expecting that. Hey. Hello, Rintarou Okabe. Do you need something from me? I thought you didn't want to talk to me anymore. Well... My eyes glanced towards Maho for help. Kurisu, he wants to talk to you. Can you hear him out? I didn't say I wasn't going to. I was just checking to see if he still didn't want to talk to me. Ugh, she was mad. I knew it. Come on, hurry up. Yeah. I took a single deep breath and lifted up the phone. I'm sorry. I bowed my head. You were nice enough to talk to someone like me, and I betrayed your kindness. And I know it was rude of me to just suddenly hang up the last time we talked. I was remembering some personal stuff that had happened, and I was a mess. But that's got nothing to do with you. I at least wanted to apologize before I quit my job as tester. That's all.
以上だ。
Kurisu was chuckling the same way Maho had just done. Are you serious? What? How could you laugh when I'm giving you a real apology?
真面目に謝っているのに。
Cause, well, I'm an AI, right? But still, you've got this somber look on your face and you're apologizing so seriously. The last time we spoke, you said talking to me was embarrassing, right? You're weird. Was it weird to apologize to an AI and mean it? Probably was. Fine. To be honest, I was a little disappointed in you, but this makes me change my mind. If you'll agree to my one condition, I'll forget all about it. Condition? What was she going to make me do? I had a bad feeling about this. Okay. Let's hear it.
その条件とやらは。
I want you to take Maho out to dinner today. Huh?
Huh?
Ah! Maho's eyes and mine went wide. Wait, Kurisu, what are you talking about? Don't you know what day it is today? Christmas Eve. Yeah, that's right, because in Japan, I think Christmas has a lot of, like, romantic undertones to it. Exactly! Exactly what exactly?! So it'll be Okabe? Yes or no? Why did she look so excited?
わかったよ。
Fine. Hyojo, I'm officially inviting you to that party I was just telling you about. Please come.
正式に君を招待する。
Party?
友達と
I'm getting together with some friends for a Christmas party.
パーティーをやるんだよ。
That's not what I meant. Well, maybe dinner for two is too much to ask for right off the bat. Maybe this is better? Kurisu, if you keep teasing me, I'm going to get mad. I'm not going to any party. Then I'm not going to forgive Okabe. Hyojo, please.
頼む。
Why are we talking about this? I'm trying to help you out here. Listen. Anyway, I need to wait for the professor to get here and give him my report. Hey, Lintalo! Maho! What are you talking about? Dr. Leskinen walked in at the perfect moment. Maho looked relieved and went to open the file on her desk. Welcome back, Professor! Here's the data for today. Maho, hold it. You guys want to go somewhere? It's Christmas Eve! Let's put our work away to go get some food. Or did you already have something planned? Nice job, Professor. Nice job, Professor. Professor? My friends are having a Christmas party. If you'd like to come, you're more than... Wonderful! I'd love to! I didn't even get to finish my sentence. Of course Maho will be coming too, yes? That was the moment when Maho's last hope of escape was cut off. And it's settled. Christ. Kurisu smiled mischievously from within the screen. She was quite the plotter. The real Kurisu used to do silly things like this too. Hey, Okabe? When she called my name, I gasped. Thanks for apologizing to someone like me. It made me very happy. Oh. No. Oh no. If you want, we can talk anytime. If you're bored or something. If I feel like it, maybe. Yeah. Bye. Take good care of Maho. Kurisu! Are you satisfied? Yeah. I felt more relieved than I thought I would. I realized that I really did love Kurisu Makise. But is it really that weird to apologize to an AI? My friend, you know, the guy you met at May Queen, is always on his knees begging to girls on a computer screen. I don't really understand why someone would do that. Uh-oh, that freaked her out. Bad example. Anyway, you really helped me out, Hyojo. You don't really need to do what Kurisu told you to. Well, but the professor seemed really excited about going. The professor flashed his white teeth at me. And I promised Kurisu. Really are weird. But even as she said it, she was smiling. I guess she decided to go to the party. Alright, going back to Suzuha's perspective. What?! 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 This is not what I wanted to. This is not what I was expecting to switch to. What? Okay. Oh no! Oh no! What the heck is going on here? What is going on here? We went from 0 to light speed really freaking fast. Yeah, we did. Oh my god, man. Oh, I need to calm down. Oh. Also, voice mod is taking forever to load. Here we go.
Oh no.
There we go. Thank you, Knuckles. No, big sis, Suzuha. You can't do that. You can't change the world. You're not making sense! You can't erase this world. I won't let you! There were bullet marks on the inside of the time machine. Suzuha traced them with her fingers and remembered what had happened here. That was the last time she had talked to Kagari. She'd never been able to find her after that. Suzuha? What's wrong? You're spacing out. Do you not feel well? Suzuha looked back and saw her father, Itaru. He seemed worried. Okay, so it was just a flashback. Oh my. Yeah, went from 0 to light speed and then right back to 0. Holy cow, the whiplash on this ride, man. He was holding a bolt in his hand and offering it to her. Oh, sorry. I'm fine. She nodded and took the bolt. They were on top of the radio building, where a cold wind was blowing. A light was shining down on the rear of the time machine, where the engine was. Her head was inside as she did maintenance work. Itaru was wandering around in the background. Normally, she would never let him near the time machine, but today he'd absolutely insisted on coming. What kind of dad wouldn't be worried about his daughter when she just got really sick? Suzuha had spent the last several days unable to stand up because she hadn't taken care of herself. There was nothing she could say back to him. Listen, I won't touch the space-time shifter or a gravity controller or anything dangerous, so will you let me help? Now. I'm probably better than you are at mechanical stuff. I know that, but no. Itaru slumped forward, dejected, but Suzuha had no intention of discussing it. Listen, Suzuha, it's dark and it's late. We should do the rest tomorrow. Let's go home. You can go home by yourself, Dad. I've still got work to do. Are you going out to look for Kagari-san again? Okarin says he'll help, so you don't need to do it all by yourself, do you? You just got over your cold. You should put off the search for a little while. That made her a little mad. I didn't want you telling Uncle Okarin without asking me first. Suzuha had told Itaru that she was spending every day looking for Kagari, but it was only later that she found out that he told Itaru. It wasn't a problem, but her relationship with Rintarou was already a bit strange, and this only made it harder for her to ask him to get back in the time machine. Anyway, you look like you've been having a bad time. There's a bolt here, and that's hard to turn. Which? I'll do it for you. You can at least let me do that much, right? Yeah. Suzuha pulled her head out of the engine unit. You're covered in oil. Your pretty face is ruined. Say that stuff to Mom. That's asking too much. Itaru stuck his face inside the machine and began to look around. Oh, and the way this is laid out, that pipe was probably added on later. Take the pipe off. It's probably coolant or something going through it, so use this valve to empty it first. I don't think this machine was designed with maintenance in mind. You've got that right. Wapita! Wapita, acronym for what a pain in the ass. Okay. Who do you think made this? Me. Itaru sighed and started to concentrate on his work. He did his job silently, twisting his massive body to the left and right. Watching him, Suzuha remembered her childhood. When she was younger, she loved watching her dad make the time machine. Dad? Yeah? Lately, I'm starting to not understand myself anymore. This may be a weird thing to think, but is it really okay to erase this world? Her mind flashed back to young Kagari's screams. You can't erase this world, huh? She'd never forgotten the look in Kagari's eyes, and she'd never been able to shake the feeling that they were watching her somehow. If my mission succeeds, Kurisu Makase won't die, and the door to Steins Gate will open. Yeah. And that means that this world, you, Mom, Big Sis Mayu, and Big Sis Ryumi, and Uncle Okarin, none of this will have ever happened. Yeah. The me that's here right now will never have met you. Is this the scene where you confess your love? Should I save my game? Suzuha had said nothing and poked her dad's calf with her toes. I'm being serious. One more joke and I'll kick you. You're not sure what to do? Well, you know, is it really that big a deal? Who cares if this present disappears? I mean, a lot of people are going to die after this, right? I don't want that to happen. Dad. You're overthinking things. You don't want a war, so you're going to change the world. Isn't it better when it's simple like that? And anyway, I don't want to go to war. I'm not like you, I'm, well, me. So I wouldn't last 3 days on the battlefield. You're such a wimp. I'm disappointed. Suzuha sighed and turned around and started to walk away. Where are you going? I'm going to wash my face. It's covered in oil. Once you tighten that bolt, close up the cover. I'm going to take your suggestion and not look for Kagari today. Okay, that's great. Let's go home together. Yeah. Suzuha looked up at the moon, shining in the cloudy winter sky. She let out a puff of white breath. The white breath danced in the air for a moment and then disappeared into the cold. Dad? I was lying when I said I was disappointed. You're not the kind of person who takes a gun into battle. That's not who you were in the future. It was always your job to run away. What? Future me sounds like a loser. But that's fine. In the future, you've got another battle to fight, and that's why we're all with you. Suzuha. So, don't get any weird ideas, okay? Give up the idea that Japan is safe. Uncle Okarin was just attacked. You could be attacked at any moment, too. The war's coming, and very soon. For about 2 weeks now, someone had been watching Suzuha in the time machine. It was clear that some great power was on the move. Suzuha nodded, satisfied at Ituru's answer, and went to the bathroom to wash her face. Alright, back to Rintarou's perspective! We're at the party! Man, the Future Gadget Lab looks very festive right now! The lab was filled with Santas, just like I'd heard on the phone. And all of them were wearing miniskirts. Oh, it's Okarin! He's here! Everything's ready. Hey there! Merry Christmas! Good evening, Okarin. Hi. The sight of so many girls in a small room like this, all wearing Santa miniskirts, threatened to overwhelm me. Hi, Luca. I was having trouble deciding where to look when Luca staggered in front of me. Okabe. Luca, what are you wearing, man? I didn't expect a Santa in black. And wasn't he exposing an awful lot of skin? It was really erotic. But he's a guy! Okabe. Luca. I'm glad you survived. Must have been hard being the only guy. I gave him a pat on the shoulder and he smiled, relieved. I wanted to wear a Santa outfit too. Oh, Nai's here too! Okay, next year I'll make one for you too. Really? Yep. Thanks, Big Sis Mighty. Okay, Okarin. Come in, come in. You know, I'm kind of glad that Rintarou is not freaking out seeing Nai there. Considering, you know, that one missable scene in the original Steins Gate. Okay, Okarin, come in, come in! Or Daru and Suzuha. No word yet. The biggest goal today was to get Suzuha to participate. It was no exaggeration to say that's why Mayuri had held this party. By the way, who are your guests? I told them earlier that I was bringing Dr. Leskinen and Maho. I brought the two of them inside. I'll introduce you. This is Dr. Leskinen.
Merry Christmas!
Wow. Oh my. He's big! Thank you, cute little lady. But Daddy's bigger. And this is Maho Hyajo. Hi, nice to meet you. They're all saying the exact same thing. Oh, Nai's gonna say she's tiny. Chisa. Or Chisai. Oh, Mahonyan, we meet again. Okay, no, never mind. Ferris is just gonna come in. Okay, she's gonna break the combo. Oh, it's the Nyan girl. Are you in elementary school? Middle school? I'm actually a grown-up. Sorry. Maho's smile froze on her face. Mayuri, what do you think? They're both perfect! Why, she's thinking of all kinds of ideas! What are you talking about? I should have gotten some smaller sizes already. Now I could have worn one too. It's the biggest mistake in Mayushi's life! I would have wanted to see the two of them as little Santas. Yeah. Mayuri had her in her sight. Mayuri had her in her sights then. There's no escape for Maho now. Mayuri was so stubborn, she even managed to convince the legendarily shy Lukako. Do not put the child in a mini-skirt, Mayuri. Cease, desist, yeah, exactly. Leave Naya. leave her out of this, please. What about the professor? Yeah, okay, he can go in a miniskirt too, for all I care. That's fine. I never made an effort for someone that tall. Just having him there would guarantee a win, though. Give her a full-length one? Yeah, okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's much better, Pika. Yes. Maybe a fluffy reindeer outfit? With a red nose? Maybe? Maybe not. Wait, are they seriously going to dress up the professor up as a reindeer? Hey, Mayuri, you shouldn't assume that everyone will understand your cosplay hobby. Oh, that's right. It's not good to force people. But lately, even the employees at the convenience stores dress up as Santa for Christmas. Christmas and Kamima are two very different things, aren't they? Or so you say, but basically you want to dress the two of them up in Santa outfits, don't you? So, Maho, do you want Mayushi to lend you a Santa outfit? Mayuri was already going after her. Maho refused as forcefully as she could, but Dr. Leskinen was surprisingly interested. He even tried to put on a triangular paper party hat. Ooh, I just got a message from Daru. He's almost here, and Suzu's with him. Mayuri was looking at her smartphone. It looked like Daru had pulled it off. I guess he really was Suzuha's dad. This meant we'd succeeded in our biggest objective, which meant that it was on to the next mission. We'd all decided that we were going to surprise Suzuha. Suzuha didn't know that we were all waiting for— oh no, don't surprise her! Don't surprise the war veteran! We each grabbed a noisemaker and got him— no! Don't do this! No, bad idea, bad idea, bad idea! This is gonna give her flashbacks! Or flash forwards! Dr. Leskinen and Maho helped too. I don't think this is a good idea! Maho seemed unsure, but Dr. Leskinen was more than willing to participate. They're turning off the lights! I don't like this at all! I wonder if Suzu will like it. I don't think she's going to like it. She's probably gonna immediately think, she's probably gonna put her into a fight or flight response. Yeah, I get to see Suzuha look surprised. She actually really likes sweets. And she's really nice. When I said hi a little while ago, she said hi back. Yeah? I wish I'd get along with her too. You will. It'll be fine. You two are perfect for each other. And then we heard Daru's voice from outside the window, in the alley below the building. Okay, I'm going inside. I'm going inside with Suzuha! His voice was loud and unnaturally expository. Once he got below the lab, he was supposed to give a signal. Everything was going as planned. They all went shh at each other in the darkness. I could hear 2 sets of footsteps coming up the stairs. Everyone held their breath and waited. The timing was critical. But would she be able to figure it out before we acted? The room was filled with different smells, like the girl's perfume and the aroma of the food they'd made. Didn't Suza always notice these things more quickly than an ordinary person would? I started to get worried. And then I heard the sound of the front door opening. Nobody's here today, then. Well, some days are like that. Daru, you idiot, your voice is shaking! I got even more nervous. Is it time yet? Where was the signal? I felt like my hands were going to slip and trigger the noisemaker too early. My palms were soaked with sweat. I could tell Suzuha was taking off her shoes. Now! Paris gave the signal. The second the lights went on, we all activated our noisemakers. I could see Suzuha flinch for just an instant. But I couldn't follow what happened after that. That's how fast she was. She dropped down, sprung off the floor, and leapt towards Yuki, who happened to be standing in front of her. See, did I not say that this was a horrible idea? I called it! How did no one think that this was a bad idea? Considering she had a, like, negative reaction to, like, having, like a can of hairspray on her neck? Thinking it was, like, a gun or something? And how she basically toppled down to the ground from that? Surely she didn't think noisemakers were... Surely she was gonna think noisemakers were, like, sounded like gunshots. She might have broken Yuki's jaw with the base of her palm before I could shout at her to stop. Fortunately, Yuki had been surprised by Suzuha's sudden charge and had slipped when she tried to step back. Because of this, Suzuha's palm barely missed Yuki's nose as it sliced through the air. Stop it, Suzuha! By the time I'd finally shouted, it was all over. Suzuha grabbed Yuki before she fell down and was holding her up. Yuki, Suzuha, and all the rest of us were too stunned to speak. That was close. If the timing of events had been even slightly different, Yuki could have been badly hurt. Stop! Merry Christmas! Not now, Mayuri, not now. Everyone finally realized what had happened and began to panic. Yuki simply lay in Suzuha's arms, blinking her eyes. What are you doing? the dialogue box because this is hilarious. This is hilarious. Suzuha seemed to snap back to reality. She was looking around at everyone. I said, Merry Christmas, Suzu! Merry Christmas? Yeah! Whoa, that scared me! Those were amazing moves. It's too fast for me to follow. Yuki, are you okay? Suzuha was looking around the room. Did she still not understand what was going on? Did she not realize it was a party since she'd never been to one before? The walls and ceiling were covered in wreaths and ribbons. There was a folding table filled with food, cake, snacks, and drinks. Party? I'm sorry. It was my idea to make it a surprise. Yuki backed away from Suzuha and started to bow apologetically. Suzuha, this is... We wanted to make it a surprise! We didn't mean to scare you! Suzuha? Brother, did you know about this? Yeah. I see. That's why you're acting kind of weird today. I'm sorry, Suzu. It was Mayashi who planned it all. So don't get mad at Yuki or Daru. Get mad at Mayashi. Oh, come on, big sis Mayu. Do I always get mad like that? Suzuha looked around the room again. Wow. Hard to believe this is the same lab. Right? We all decorated it together. Yeah. It's really amazing. It's pretty. Suzuha laughed half-heartedly and began backing toward the door. That could have easily ended with at least one dead person. Yeah, exactly. How did no one think that? How did no one think that was a bad idea? Considering how she reacted to like even like lesser stimuli before, you know? Yeah. Like Daru of all people should have known that was not a good idea and been like, oh wait, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do this. Where are you going? Huh? Where? You guys are having a party, right? I don't want to get in the way. Come on, brother. You know I don't belong in a place like this. That's not true, yeah. Let's all have a party together! Huh? But I've never done this stuff before. You just have fun and eat food and talk. So, come on, okay? Mayuri grabbed Suzu's hand tightly to keep from getting away. Big sis Mayu? Come on, we've got a seat for you too, Suzu. But I really don't know what to do. Just sit down, okay? Suzu. Mayuri half dragged Suzuha over to the seat next to me and forced her to sit down. Okay, every kitty, the gang's all here now. Round of applause, everyone. Cue the Honoka clapping gif. Everybody started to applaud at Fubiki's signal. Daru played some Christmas carols on the computer. The grim atmosphere that had begun to fill the room was banished. I felt a little relieved. Okay, let's start with a toast. Pour your favorite drink into your glass. Everybody started to look at the various drinks on the table. Here, Suzuha. Suzuha still looked like she was feeling as though she didn't belong, so I poured her some non-alcoholic champagne. Yeah. I really don't think I can do this. Why? Because I didn't come to this era to play. The reason she came to this era, huh? I didn't have the right to say anything about that. I was the only reason that she was stuck here, unable to fulfill her task. But even so, is it so bad to do this once in a while?
いいじゃないか。
But Suzuha, you think too much. Daru joined the conversation. All you're doing is having a meal with everyone. You're hungry either way, right? Well, maybe Daru's statement caused her to realize it because her stomach rumbled. See? Everybody made a lot of food for you, so just say thanks and eat it. Everybody, y'all got your drinks ready? Alright, let's have a word from Mayushi, who put this party together. Sounds like she wasn't prepared for this. Mayuri stood up, flustered. As she stood, she bumped into Lukiko, who was standing next to her. The two of them almost spilled their drinks. Sorry, Luca! Mayuri, calm down. Okay. Mayuri started to take deep breaths. It's Christmas Eve today. There's normals out there everywhere today, but this year let's have a party and be normals ourselves. No, I don't think that's what normal means, Mayushi. Fubuki whispered, a little sad. A bunch of people asked Fubuki out on Christmas dates. You should have seen them all. They were all younger girls, though. Anyway, if everybody has a good time, Mayushi will be really happy. That's all. Mayuri gave a little bow and smiled to Suzuha. Suzuha answered with an expression that wasn't quite a smile. Okay, everybody. Cheers! Mahonyan, you give the toast. What? Me? You came all the way out here, so why not give a toast and introduce yourself? Maho stood up with a slight frown and thought for a moment before she opened her mouth. Thank you all for having me today. Dr. Luskin and I are from America, so we've never spent Christmas in Japan before. And I'm finding out that spending a cheerful Christmas with friends is also a great... Say something interesting! Huh? Something interesting! What? Ferris, you're crazy. Uh-oh, she was totally losing it. She was worse than Mayuri had been a moment ago. It's hard to believe I'd seen her interpreting in front of that huge crowd at ATF. Was she bad at ad-libbing? Maho's desperate attempt at something interesting was cute, but honestly a little embarrassing. It felt like watching a small, adorable animal. Vanya! You got what it takes to be a cat-eared maid! Yeah, this is the birth of Mahuri Nyan. Ferris and Mayuri were the only ones who seemed really impressed. What am I doing? Hyojo, that toast. Right, I'll do that. Okay then. Cheers! Everybody happily clinked their glasses together. Since I was the one who invited Maho to the party, I decided to cheer her up. That was an interesting toast. I hate myself. Mood, Maho. What are you talking about? You were a cool cat. Mahanyan, where are you gonna start it? Where are you starting at May Queen? I'm not, okay? Ferris and Dr. Luskin were both enjoying trying to make her feel better. Suzu, let's have a toast. Yeah. Suzuha still had a somber look on her face, but Maeda, Yuki, and Dado forced her into her toast. Here, Suzu. Mayoshi made this! Maeda put a piece of quiche on a plate and gave it to Suzuha. When Suzuha took a bite, her expression began to shine. It's good! Really? Yeah. Eat more! Eat a lot! I can't eat it all at once. Oh, yeah? Next, Maeda offered the quiche to Maho and the professor. Maho and Dr. Leskinen, try some too! Thank you. It's good. This is really good. Okay, try this too. It's shrimp gratin and ethnic-style fried chicken.
Excellent.
You really put a lot of effort into this. Yuki went around and offered everyone something to eat. But she couldn't bring herself to offer any to Suzuha. Maeda kept motioning for her to go over, but Yuki just kept fidgeting. Maybe she was thinking about it too much. But Suzuha kept devouring all the food that Maeda and Yuki had prepared and gushing over each dish. Two of them had been practicing their cooking for about a month here in the lab. I guess it paid off. Oh, there's Kate too! Kaede did the decorations. I didn't do a very good job, so forgive me. Kaede's really kind of clumsy, but doesn't that just make her cuter? That really doesn't feel like a compliment. Everyone laughed. Then, about an hour after we started eating, when she saw that everyone had eaten enough food, Ferris clapped her hands together loudly to draw everyone's attention. Okay, every kitty. Now that we're all having fun, I'd like to start exchanging presents. We didn't have any time to get something good. I hope that's okay. Maho and the professor had stopped at a donkey shout? Or donkey hode. How are you pronounce? I don't know how you pronounce it. On their way from Wako City and spent just 10 minutes picking out presents. Don't worry, that's fine. I didn't bring anything. Mayushi and I brought yours. Mayushi was the one who chose it. I see. Sorry. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's an Upa, isn't it? Maeda mimicked Naru's words as she pulled out two small wrapped parcels from her bag and put them on the table. They both had the same wrapping as the one Dada was holding. They must have brought them at the same place. Maeda had already explained to me Operation Number 2. Maeda's plan for the evening was not only to make Suzuha smile, but to bring Yuki and Dado a little closer together. I thought of a lot of different ways to decide who gets what presents, but in the end I decided we were just going to draw numbers. Ferris gathered together everyone's presents and put little stickers with numbers on them. And then she lifted a bundle of disposable chopsticks up above her head. She brought these so we could play the King's game tonight. Oh no! Not the King's game! I remember Persona 4? Y'all remember what happened in Persona 4, right? I mean, it was funny, but, you know. Don't say that, Ferris! Hey, Mayuri. King's game is something you play at singles parties. I know that. I just got a little confused. I love it when girls order me to do things. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Ashida, you really are a pervert. So we're going to use these chopsticks that Mayushi was a little confused about and use them to pick presents. Whatever number's on the chopsticks you draw, that's the present you get. Paris loudly shuffled all the chopsticks and then went around to everyone so they could draw one. She was also part of Mayuri's plan. In fact, Mayuri and Ferris were sending signals to each other with eye contact and with their fingers. While everyone was focusing on the chopsticks, they were busy relabeling Yuki's and Daru's presents. They were so obvious about it that I started getting nervous that Yuki would find out. Everybody get a chopstick! Or everybody got a chopstick? Okay, I'll hand out the presents. No opening your presents till everyone's got theirs. It's really exciting, isn't it? What am I going to get? Ferris and Mayuri passed out the presents according to the numbers that everyone drew. Once the presents were handed out, everyone started to take off the wrapping paper. What? Naya was the first to react as she gave out a very strange cry. Inside her box was a skull face. Oh, isn't that cool? It's a belt buckle, Naya. If you wear it to school, I'm sure it'll make you very popular. Thank you. Lukiko, you terrified her. I was feeling bad for Nai, but when I took out my own present... Whose idea was this?! The box had a cute design, and inside was what looked like a see-through white veil. The veil was decorated here and there with little pink ribbons. This can't be it. Oh, you got it, Okarin! You can give it to Maeshi as a present. No way! I'm sure she'd be happy to wear it for you. Why are we talking about this? What? What? What's this about me? Mayuri heard her own name and came over. What's that, I wonder? It's baby doll lingerie, Mayushi, and a super cute and sexy one. You can wear it for Okarin, okay? What? What? A type of lingerie worn by women, notable for its wide hem that fluffs out. Really? You know that's not happening. Then why don't you wear it yourself? I'm giving this back. You can enjoy it yourself. I pushed the baby doll lingerie back into Fubuki's hands. Okay, want to exchange it for what I got? Fubuki handed me her present in exchange. The wrapping and lid had already been removed. I took a quick look inside. Sexy pink shorts and a pink bra. Yep, they were see-through. Oh my god. Out of the frying pan into the fire. Oh, that was the present I brought. I'd love it if you had Mayuri wear it. Enjoy. Were they conspiring or something? Is that all you people think about? She already got a present from Okarin, so I'm okay. Mayuri had drawn my present. Perhaps because we were childhood friends. By the way, I chosen a huge chunk of chocolate in the shape of a gold bar. The kind of thing you find in a I'm not even. You're gifting your friend see-through underwear? Apparently, Pika! Apparently! The kind of thing you find in a bargain bin. Okarin, is there really nothing else you could have gotten? Shut up! I read in a magazine that these things make hilarious party gifts. No, there's no way anybody would want to get this. None. Not a chance. Oh, really? You're one. You two are ones to talk. I don't want to hear this from the people who bought lingerie. What? Not even a chance? The magazine said it was a sure thing. I know she's happy. It's a gold bar. I'm never gonna get to touch another one in my whole life. You're such a good girl, Maishi. You really are a good girl. There. Fubuki and Kaede were patting Mayuri's head, half out of sympathy and half because she was cute. Somehow I ended up the bad guy. Okay, now it's my turn to open. Yuki started to open her present. Wow. She took out a cute wooden music box. When she opened the lid, there was a little tin figure that danced. Wow, it's so cute! It's wonderful. So romantic. That's so nice. The girls all seemed really impressed. But Lukuko was a guy. It definitely looked like something a woman would enjoy receiving. With as many girls as there were coming to this party, it might have been the perfect choice. Wait, maybe I should have brought something like that. But then I realized that the idea had never even once occurred to me. Whose present could this be? Ferris, you're making it too obvious. Me. Dado reluctantly raised his hand. Huh? What? Oh my! Uncle Dado, you're amazing! Nice, brother. Everyone except Mighty and Ferris, who knew about it in advance, raised their voices in surprise. This is from you then, Hashida? What do you think? Maishi was the one who told me to get it. It's wonderful. Thank you. I'll treasure this. Yuki held the music box close to her chest. She seemed really happy. And then her expression turned confused as she looked down into the box. Then she started to fidget. Excuse me. I need a second. She hurried off toward the washroom, still holding the box. She must have seen the trick. According to what Mighty had told me earlier, there was a fake letter from Dado himself taped to the bottom of the box. It was something like a love letter along with an invitation to a movie date. I wondered how she was reacting. Meanwhile, Dado had also opened his own present, and he looked a little bothered. He'd been given Ferris's present. Until he'd opened it, he looked really happy, but now he'd gone completely silent. According to Mighty, he was going to get a pair of movie tickets. And even though it was a present from Ferris, the tickets came with instructions to use them for a date with Yuki. Ferris responded to Dado's questioning gaze with a wink. Good luck, she seemed to be saying. For her part, Ferris received some kind of strange doll that Maho had brought from that place. Lukuko's present was a miniature remote-controlled helicopter that Dr. Leskinen had purchased. And Dr. Leskinen got a set of 12 cute little crayons from Nai. Suzuha's present was a pair of handmade gloves. Yuki had evidently made them herself. She put them on, looking happy, but maybe a little lonely, and smiled. That's great, Suzuha! Yeah. Wait, what did you get, brother? This. Dado realized he'd been set up, and he was clearly avoiding looking at her. Suzuha seemed to understand, and patted him on the back with a gentle expression on her face. What's wrong with that? Have a good time! What? At 2, Suzuha? Oh, well, it's frustrating watching you two. But I've never been on a real date. Neither has Mom, supposedly. What? Really? Yeah. I see. Yuki came back from the bathroom. She seemed to be having trouble walking straight. She sat back in her seat but began to nervously nibble on snacks at the table. And once in a while, she would take a look at Dado. For now, the movie ticket plans seemed to be going well. Staring too much could tip her off. I should probably pretend I didn't know anything. Oh, Mao got the music box she brought. Mighty raised her voice when she saw the music box in Maho's hands. It was shaped like a deformed bear, and when you wound it up, its hands and legs would jerk back and forth as it played a tune. It was a very different design than the one Yuki had received. Is it really okay for me to get something as nice as this? Sure it is! Go ahead, go ahead! What kind of music does it play? I want to hear! Yeah, me too. Maho started to wind it up. As she wound it, Kaede turned off the music in the background. There we go. She turned off the game music, let's go! Maho took her hand off the winding key, and the mechanical yet gentle sound that was unique to music boxes began to play. The lively atmosphere of the lab was replaced with a feeling of calmness and peace. We listened quietly to the sound of the music box. She really likes this song. So do I. Makes you feel a little warm, right? Yeah, it does. Oh, I see. This is the song. Suzuha stood up as if she suddenly remembered something. Yuki, don't you remember? Oh? What? Yuki was spacing out so hard that she started to panic when Suzuka spoke to her. When I was sick, you sang the song for me here. Oh, come to think of it. Yeah, it's definitely this song. Suzuha seemed to be remembering something as her eyes narrowed. Hey, Pixis Mayu. What song is this? This is... Mairi was about to speak, and then... Out of nowhere, the world twisted. Uh-oh, reading Steiner? Oh no, reading Steiner? What happened? Did someone send a D-mail? I moaned in pain as an incredible sense of wrongness flooded through me. The whole lab seemed to twist and fade. And the happy party I'd been experiencing warped and waved like a mirage. This... could... No! Somewhere far away, I heard something that sounded like a violent crash. I was just barely able to move my eyes in the direction it came from, and I saw Fubuki falling to the floor as she knocked over a table. Kaede and Ferris ran over to her, calling her name. But it all looked so blurred, like I was watching a movie underwater, and everything was moving so slow. Their voices were getting further and further away. No matter how much I stretched out my hand, it reached no one and touched nothing. It was a terrible feeling, as if time and space were being torn apart, and even matter itself was losing its subjectivity. This feeling. Even if I didn't want to remember it, I knew what this awful feeling was. I knew it far better than I had ever wanted. This was... reading Steiner. The world line shifted! Someone sent a D-mail! What the heck happened?! The world line shifted! What does this mean?! Oh, what does this mean?! What changed?! Who changed it?! What is going on?! Oh, so I couldn't tell. Did the divergence number go up or down? I couldn't tell. I think it ended at like 1.38 or something, but... But I guess... Oh, 1.35 if you remember? Okay, then I guess maybe it was at 1... Okay. So it went from... Okay, so it went from, like, 1.35 to 1.38. Okay. So it went up. So like, then I guess the question becomes, what world line are we in then? Huh. So then, yeah, so like, what world line are we in now? I mean, I'm guessing it... I'm presuming it's not too far... I'm guessing we're still, like, in the attractor field. That still causes World War III to happen. So I'm guessing... I'm guessing not too much has actually changed. Because I have a feeling the world line is still going to converge onto World War III, but even so... I still wonder what exactly got changed. Like, what information had to have gotten sent back. But also I want to know, like... who sent it back? And also, like... where? And how? Because, like... the phone wave was dismantled, right? Like, the phone wave future name subject to change was, like, dismantled, I'm pretty sure. So, like... there's gotta be, like, another one, right? Like, maybe CERN is still doing some stuff? I don't know. Maybe they created a time machine in Russia and created a D-mail? I don't know. It's so strange. Anyway. For the first time in almost 4 months, I felt like the whole world was twisting. Who was it? Who had changed the world line? I didn't do anything. I hadn't interfered with the world. So why was the world doing this to me? What the? I opened my eyes. Things had already taken on different colors. The world kept wavering until once again it became fixed to a single point in time. I wasn't looking at a warm, cheerful party in the lab anymore. I was outside. It was raining. The rain was falling on my face and dropped so large that it hurt. It was a midwinter rain. It was freezing cold, and I could feel it sapping the strength from my body. My view stopped twisting. I was staring at the broad back of a man I didn't know. I could hear the sound of many boots stamping through the mud, mingling with the falling rain. The stench was terrible. The smell of sewage was so strong it hurt to breathe, and it was mixed with the awful smell of burning rubber and plastic. Where was I? What was I doing right now? Things around me had changed so much. I tried to understand the situation I was in, but my brain was having an awful time keeping up. We're almost there. Hang in there. When I stopped, a rough hand patted me on the shoulder encouragingly. I looked around to see a man my age, with a strong, powerful face. It was a face I'd never seen. I didn't know him, probably. The man was wearing the camo outfit and equipment I'd often seen the Self-Defense Force wear on the news. He was carrying an assault rifle on his shoulder. There were 7 or 8 people around me, all dressed the same. They surrounded me in a circular formation and walked forward silently, as I kept a careful eye on the area around them. These people... is Self-Defense Force? And then I realized... I was wearing the same camo uniform they were. In the SDF too? I touched my bicep to check, but there was no muscle. It was flabby and weak. Unlike the others, I wasn't carrying any weapons. And what was going on here? It felt like these 7 or 8 tough-looking SDF guys were all guarding me. Since when was I that important? Still confused, I dragged myself onwards. Where was I, anyway? It was a long path filled with dark brown mud. The walls formed a tall silhouette to the left and right. The path was filled with garbage and concrete rubble, and sometimes we had to force our way past it. I looked up past the high walls, Despite the rain, the moon in the night sky was strangely red and a little too bright. It was thanks to the moon that we were able to walk down a path like this without flashlights. Sound. I heard a sound. It was the sound of water. I looked over and saw a hole open in one of the walls. Filthy water was pouring out. The water formed dozens of little rivers that blocked our path. So that was it. This was the bottom of a river that had dried up, but looked like high walls were river dikes. Where are we? I turned toward the man who had spoken to me a bit ago and yelled so that my voice could be heard over the rain. Shh! Don't make any loud noises! Sorry. We're almost through the city center. If you can make it to Nerima Garrison, there will be a car waiting for you. Just keep walking. But his words cut off there. Everyone seemed more tense than ever. One of them grabbed me and pushed me towards the side of the riverbed. Everyone put their backs against the wall and held their breath. I could hear the sound of a helicopter's rotors in the distance. No, more than just one. They were getting closer. I had no idea what was going on, but I could feel my heart start to beat faster. Get in the shadow of that car! Past several meters of rubble lay an overturned car. It must have fallen into the riverbed after the water had disappeared, as the entire body was bent inward and the roof was completely crushed. I laid down in the stinking mud and slid into the shadow of the overturned car. At the same time, the SDF soldiers were issuing each other orders, as if this was something they'd planned for already. Two of them stayed by my side, and everyone else ran back the way they'd come. They all climbed up crevices and outcroppings on the wall, but disappeared over the edge of the dike and out of my view. Shortly after, those were gunshots. And not just a single shot from a handgun or anything like that. This was the sound of war. I could hear the helicopters get further away, drawn by the gunfire. Oh no. In this world line, was Japan at war? The Third World War. I remember Suzuha's words. I happened to look inside the crushed car. I could see the corpses of a man, a woman, and a small child hanging upside down, still attached to their seatbelts. They were all covered in dried black blood. They looked like mannequins at a bad haunted house. And then I realized I'd been so focused on moving forward that I hadn't noticed what they were, but I'd seen similar mannequins sunk into the mud. I could see their arms, the bones and ragged muscle exposed to the air, reaching up to the sky as if seeking salvation. I put my hand over my mouth to stifle a scream. Those weren't mannequins. No! Get along the side of the wall and move! We're changing the route. Come on, stand up! He pulled me up. My knees were shaking from shock and exhaustion. The others are drawing away from the Soviet helicopters, but that won't last long. Hurry! The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, created in 1922. After the end of World War II, it began a long Cold War with America, but the Cold War ended in 1991. It consisted of Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, Moldova, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. Soviet Union? My mind was dulled from the terror, but it seemed like there was something off about what he just said. Did someone send a D-mail to the past to prevent the dissolution of the Soviet Union? How did that happen? You gotta hold it yourself. Do you know how many people have died to protect you? Why? We haven't been told why, but we were told to lay down our lives for you if we had to, and that you could change this country's future. A helicopter passed over the riverbed. The bright searchlight passed by for a moment, but thankfully the shadow of the dike hit us. This way. The young SCS soldier, whose name I didn't even know, pulled me inside one of the holes in the concrete. When I looked closely, I could see that it was the entrance to a sewer. It was just big enough for a single person to pass through. Struggling against the flow of water that came up to my knees, I pressed on through the darkness. My sense of smell had already gone numb, so I didn't have to worry about the stench of the sewage. Once inside, we came to several branching paths. The SDS soldiers seemed to know which one would lead where, and they marched on without hesitation. And then we came out of the sewer and back into a riverbed. It was dried up, just like the one we'd just been through. I didn't know if it was the same river or another one, and the two soldiers didn't tell me. Either way, I was glad to be finally out of the foul-smelling darkness, and I tried to take a deep breath and fill my lungs with fresh air. But halfway through, I realized that the riverbed smelled even worse than the sewer. I took an involuntary step back, and then another. The sight in front of me was just that terrible. What was once a riverbed was now filled with bodies. Some of them had been burnt totally black, so it was impossible to tell how much death lay before me. And in the distance, I could see what looked like bonfires. They were burning despite the rain. The fires were consuming the mountains of flesh that once were human bodies. We're almost there. I know it's rough, but can you run? Yeah. The SDF soldier spoke to me, and then I came back to my senses. If it weren't for these two, I wouldn't have been able to stay sane. We ran through the riverbed, one of them in front of me, the other behind. I could hear the constant drone of the helicopters above me. Sometimes the searchlights got very close. Each time they did, I hid in the piles of bodies until they passed. I'd seen this many times before as I'd wandered through the world lines. I'd seen death. I'd seen the moments when people had died. But at the same time, I'd never experienced what happened to a dead person after they were left out for a long time. More than fear, more than sorrow, the thing that hit me first was the smell of death. A rotting stench ate away at my body, not my soul. My whole body was rejecting it. It made me feel sick. Thinking that way meant trampling on the dignity of the dead, but I couldn't help it. The Valley of Hanam. I remembered that phrase. That was what that strange attacker had said that night when they came after Dr. Leskinen, Maho, and me. It is better for you to enter life with one eye than to have two eyes and be thrown into the Valley of Hanam. That valley was the origin of the word Gehenna, meaning hell. It was said that flames burned there every night, scorching the heavens themselves. Those who died merciless deaths with anger or misery in their hearts were flung into the flames, their souls becoming black smoke that rained hatred down on the land. What I stared at now was Gehenna. The two soldiers led me to a half-collapsed subway tunnel. The lights were all off because there was no electricity, but there were 3 armored cars in camo colors, with their headlights on to illuminate the way. There were 4-wheel drive off-road vehicles covered in thick chunks of armor, but I didn't see any real weapons. Alright, gotta force yourself away from this to get ready for your session. Oh boy, Pika. Don't worry, Pika, I'll be sure to... Good luck getting ready for it. I'll be sure to have the VOD ready for you. Good luck with your session! And preparing for your session. You can take the subway route to escape the Saitama. I hear it's still safe at Iruma Base. If you get that far, you should be able to escape Kanto. One of the Air Self-Defense Force's largest bases, located between Iruma and the Sayama cities in Saitama Prefecture. It's home to 18 units around 300 personnel, and is also the location of the Air Defense Command Headquarters flight group. Escape? Kanto? Ask them about it. For now, just hurry. Thank you. You're welcome, Pika. There were a lot of things I wanted to ask, but even as we spoke, I heard what sounded like gunshots outside the tunnel. The men forced me into the back seat of one of the cars. Goodbye. I'll be praying for your safety. What? What about you guys? We have another mission to carry out. Farewell. The two soldiers who had brought me here saluted, then turned around and left the station. I felt like I was never going to see them again. The door of the armored car slammed shut with a heavy thud. The car's crew were SDF soldiers, just a little older than me. The diesel engine kicked to life, and the car raced down a tunnel that had originally been designed for trains. Of course, it wasn't a pleasant ride at all, but I didn't have any choice. There was no way I could tell them I wanted to go to Akihabara. I had no way to alter the world line. I had to survive in this hellish world. And to survive, I needed to do what they said. My wants didn't matter at all. I wasn't even allowed to express them. I just did as they told me and ran. It was all I could do. But I had no idea that it would take an entire month. Story so far. The USSR starts experimenting with a time machine. America goes apeshit. Give me that time machine. USSR, but I refuse! Goes, leads to Eastern powers and Soviets get cocky. How's it feel to be you right now, huh? How's it feel? This brings us to the end of your regularly scheduled Cold War. Goes, I'm gonna bomb you from Japan, USSR, then we'll invade Japan! Oh shit. Oh shit right now. We're here. Wow, way to go, United States. Alright, Soviet Union is kicking ass. Hokkaido and northeastern Japan are screwed. Are they coming for central Japan now? People of Nagoya, get that! GTFO! Amateurs who know nothing about strategy need to STFU. The STF may look like they're retreating, but they've actually got a defense line at Mount Fuji. They're about to start a counterattack. The Mount Fuji line! Ha 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 ha. Who the hell is dumb enough to be Japanese Imperial High Command? Ha 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 ha. The CSJ, we better not start hearing calls for kamikaze pilots soon. Shut up, noob! It is like you're the real threat to Japan. Wait, what the hell happened to the collective right of self-defense? America's only interested in protecting Okinawa. So what the hell's the SDF doing getting sent off to Siberia? How are they supposed to protect the country? You protected chicken hawk. You want to fight? Go volunteer. They say they aren't getting enough recruits. Are they going to start construction soon, you think? What's the point of constructing a bunch of fat otaku? They just get in the way. War these days requires professional soldiers. Says the fat otaku who doesn't want to go to war. There are barely any professional soldiers left in Japan. Our masters in America sent them all around the globe and then stuck them here. You guys will probably be getting your construction notices soon. Good luck! I'm a chick, so I don't care. In other words, if we get a sex change, we don't have to go, right? The real enemies of Japan are its own citizens, huh, asshole? So seriously, are we going to be split up like Germany? It's likely. They say there's a provisional government forming in Okinawa. We're all set to abandon East Japan and just have America protect the West. Those incompetents in the government might honestly do it. Is this really the time to bash politicians? Traitor shill! Traitor la shill! Strategically, America can't let go of Okinawa. And Japan wants to keep some kind of government. Oh, by the way, in Japanese, www is basically the same as lol, 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 so, you know. Just so y'all know. That means that making a professional government in Okinawa is the best option. You bashed the hell of Okinawa up until now. Now you're telling me this? Shut up, traitor. So if I'm a traitor, what are you? You're posting on @channel right now. Does that mean you either fled the country or ran to Okinawa? Is this today's you don't get to talk thread? OL-san B9. That sounds familiar. Okay. And Wada. W. Oh, okay, looks like they're gonna explain it. Short version of the Japanese word for laughter, Wadai. Supposedly, it was the first used in non-Japanese in a non-Japanese online game. By adding W to the end of a sentence, or placing it in the middle, you can indicate that you find the situation humorous. On anonymous internet message boards, adding more W, such as www, can be used to increase the amount of laughter, or indicate that you're mocking an opponent. Examples of sentences including W are, whoa, wow, lol, okay, lol, and I'm lol, getting lol, excited, lol. Using W's in this way is sometimes called making grass grow because of the way they look. Okay, net slang, that means okay. Is that really net slang? That's a common abbreviation. The reason it took a month to get to Okinawa was that we were losing the war. Supposedly, the plan had been to ferry me by plane to Okinawa once I arrived at Yutama Base. But the constant bombing had slowed us down, so they gave up on the plane and decided I would escape to Kyushu by ground. There was more than one attack by Soviet spies and assault teams. Some of the SDF soldiers protecting me died. But when I got to Sasebo, I was able to get on a maritime SDF escort ship and managed to escape to Okinawa. Why were they doing all this for me? No matter how many times I asked, no one would answer. Okinawa in winter was covered in thick clouds. Come to think of it, I hadn't seen a real break in the clouds for a whole month. And I was thinking about that when I was loaded into a van with dark-tinted windows that had come to pick me up from the port. Inside the car was not only the driver, but a middle-aged man sitting in the front passenger seat. He was very short, perhaps only around 150 centimeters tall. But he had the air of a military veteran, and even though he was fully dressed, I could tell he was extremely muscular. Rintarou Okabe, correct? I'm Shimayama with the Ministry of Defense's Intelligence Security Command. One of the central ministries of Japan, it manages and operates the self-defense forces. In 2007, it changed its name from the Defense Agency to the Ministry of Defense. We're going to make a stop at the airport, and then head to the Okinawa Defense Bureau in Kadena. I'm sure you're tired from your long journey, but I'll have to ask you to hang in there for a while longer. One of the 8 local defense bureaus of Japan. It is the center of Japan's Ministry of Defense in Okinawa. Wait. I'd heard that Tokyo had been destroyed. The major functions of the Japanese government were now headquartered out of the Okinawa Defense Bureau to allow for better cooperation with the American forces stationed nearby. That's what Shimayama explained to me. In other words, the place I was heading to was the core of Japan's defenses. Once I arrived, would I understand why I was so important that all those soldiers were willing to die to protect me? The car stopped in front of Naha Airport for a while, and then I saw a surprising pair get aboard. An airport in Naha, Okinawa. It is the hub airport of the Okinawa area. The airport is also home to the Air Self-Defense Forces Naha Air Base. As of 2009, it was the 6th busiest airport in Japan, as measured by the number of arriving travelers. Okabe! Wow, it's really Okarin! Yuki and Nakase! I wasn't expecting to see them here. But they were the first people I knew who I'd met since coming to this world line. That alone was almost enough to make me cry. Still, I couldn't just sit there and be happy. What about Mayuri? Do you know where she is? She's fine. Yuki nodded as if trying to make me feel better. She was just with us. Just with you? That's right. Maishi, Rumiho, and Luca, and Kaede. We got to the airport this morning. We were all waiting because they said we can go to some place called the Defense Bureau where we'd be safe. They just said they'd take Fubuki and me there first. And then they had us get inside this car where we found you. Anyway, glad everyone's safe. Since Dado and Suzuha weren't mentioned, I was going to ask about them, but... Sorry, can you talk about this later? Shimiyama cut me off and the car started moving. Plan is for your families to arrive at the Okinawa Defense Bureau eventually. We already have them under our protection. Really? I'm so glad! Your other friends are all in the car behind us. You haven't been separated, so don't worry. I took a quick look and saw another identical van a little behind us. So Mayuri and the others were there? And we'll see them later, right? Of course. Yuki let out a sigh of relief. But then I started to wonder about something else. Why were we split into different cars? This van could hold at least another 3 people. If we squeezed tight, it could easily hold everyone. Well, obviously it's so that if anything happens to that car, not everyone dies. It's called not putting all of your eggs into one basket. I think that's what they're doing here. Or was there some reason they'd put me, Yuki, and Fubuki into the same car? The car drove alongside the Okinawa monorail for a while, and then went south down a wide bypass. The only railway operating in Okinawa is of 2011. It runs approximately 13 kilometers between Naha Airport and Shuri Castle, with a 30-minute transit time and 15 stations along the way. It's so dark. Huh? What was that? Nothing, just... There are all these stores. They're all dark. There are lots of franchise restaurants, big supermarkets, cafeterias for tourists, and rent-a-car places all jammed together along the side of the road. But all of them were dead silent, and their lights were turned off. Barely any of the street lights were turned on, and the only cars were Japanese and US military vehicles. I didn't see anyone out walking. There's a blackout in effect, as well as a curfew past 5 p.m. Okinawa may be safe, but this is still wartime. Things can't be like they were. I can't wait for the war to end and everything to go back to normal. Wartime, huh? Tell me, Okabe. The Okinawa you knew was a bright, fun place, even at night, wasn't it? I wouldn't know. I've never been to Okinawa before. That's a shame. But I pray you get to come back for a good vacation sometime. This really is a nice island. The car headed up from the bypass over a land bridge, and then to another road. We quickly came to a long tunnel. I actually wanted to ask the 3 of you some questions before we got to the bureau. That's why I have you riding with me. Huh? My guess was right. That meant there was something you wanted to ask just the 3 of us. But why us 3? I wasn't particularly close to Yuki or Fubuki. I'd only even started talking to them a few months ago. And then I shook my head. That was before the world line changed. Maybe things were different in this world line. I had no idea what my relationship was to anyone else in this world line. Since the SDF had been treating me so well, I didn't want to make Shimayama suspicious. I decided it would be best to leave most of the talking to Yuki and Fubuki. Yuki Amame. Or Amane. Yeah? Shimiyama spoke to Yuki first. Yuki went stiff when her name was called. I could feel it even sitting next to her. You know where Ichido Hashida and his little sister are, do you? Little sister. That must be Suzuha. That would mean that even in this world line, Suzuha had come from the future and gotten to know Yuki and the others while pretending to be Suzuha's sister. And the SDF evidently didn't know where Daru and Suzuha were. No, Yuki fell silent and glanced over to me, as if expecting help. But I didn't know where they were either. I didn't even have any memories of this world line, so I had no way of answering. But Yuki's attitude bothered me. It was as if she knew where they were and was deliberately hiding it, and that I was supposed to be hiding it too. I could figure that out, I'm sure. I could figure that out, I'm sure Shimayama could too. A strange tension filled the car. Yuki was trying to hide it? From whom? You sure you don't know? Shimayama turned around from the front passenger seat and asked again. I'm sorry. Yuki bowed her head in apology. But you were very close to him, weren't you? You were his lover, and yet you had heard nothing? You know that cell phones don't work anymore, right? There are plenty of ways to get in touch with someone else besides a cell phone. But I really don't. Nothing from his sister either? Nothing. By the way, I'm told that you're researching something with Hashida, Okabe. Huh? I wasn't sure how to react when the conversation suddenly turned towards me. Researching? Researching what? Uh-oh. If I panic, I'll make them suspicious. What were you researching? I would just have to give him the most harmless answers I could. It wasn't really research. It was more like inventions. Inventions? Like whether you could attach a CCD camera to a bamboo copter to do aerial photography. A CCD, charge-coupled device camera, is a camera that uses semiconductors. In normal parlance, the term refers to any extremely small camera. Or whether you could use the heat from a vacuum cleaner as a hairdryer. Oh? That's interesting. Then you weren't, say, making something unbelievable and running away from us so that we wouldn't find out what it was. Running away? Damn, I responded. That was a mistake. But I did that. But did that mean that Dado and Suzuha were hiding from the SDF amidst all this chaos? The SDF had risked their lives to protect me over the past month. Shouldn't I be asking them for help? I got even more confused. If you don't know, then that's fine. We'll talk about Hashida and his sister some other time. Somebody, please tell me what the right answer is. How am I supposed to respond here? Katsumi Nakase. There was something else I wanted to ask you. Me? This time it was Fubuki's turn to jump up in her seat. No, don't get so nervous. It's nothing big. Or so Shimayama said, but Fubuki was clearly starting to get scared. Her reaction was strange. It was too strong. Maybe the self-defense forces weren't simply protecting us. For one thing, there was no way normal civilians like us merited such important treatment. But then what were they after? No, I could guess. A time machine. This war started with Russia's time machine experiments. And of course, Nagabachi was involved. I've learned from some of the soldiers that even in this world line he'd sought asylum in Russia. And Suzuha was a time traveler from the year 2036. If Suzuha was here in this era, that meant that it was Daru who made it the time machine that brought her here. If you had a time machine, you could change the outcome of this war. It would make sense if that's what the Japanese government thought, and if that was why they were trying to capture Daru Suzuha and their friends. Once I realized that, the whole situation started to feel terrifying to me. Was this car really headed toward the Okinawa Defense Bureau? And if it was, were they really going to keep us safe there? About the physical you underwent last week. Was there some problem? No. You almost recovered from the wounds you sustained in Tokyo, and health-wise you're fine. But you're under a lot of stress. Oh. Well, it's not surprising. You survived that terrible bombing. It's no exaggeration to say that most civilians have PTSD now. Post-traumatic stress disorder, from the 4th edition of the DSM-4, the American Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, published in 1994. Caused by severe shock from experiencing an accident, disaster, crime, or other seriously traumatic event. This mental disorder causes any number of stress-related issues. Symptoms include physiological instability, insomnia, confusion, memory trouble, and other problems that last for over a month. But it seems that your symptoms are a little different than most people's. You have very realistic dreams, for example. In particularly severe instances, they can almost be called waking dreams. I'm told at times you lose the ability to tell the difference between dreams and reality. Isn't that just PTSD, though? Fubuki was too scared to speak, so Yuki interrupted curtly. It was rare to see Yuki act like this. If nothing else, I'd never seen it before. It was plain now. Yuki didn't trust Shimayama. In fact, she considered him an enemy. No, it's very strange. Shimayama paused a moment for effect and rubbed his chin. There are others who say they have very similar dreams, and not just one or two. What? It's reading Steiner, isn't it? Probably something that she experienced in another world line. Of course, the degree to which they suffer from this problem changes, but we found more than 10 in Japan alone. They exist in other countries too. Well, we've only got information from the West. That's just a coincidence, isn't it? Fubuki was incredibly frightened, so I spoke in her place. You've heard of Pushin, right? Oh, it's Putin. Vladimir, it's Putin. From 2000 to 2008, he was the second president of Russia. After 2008, he became its prime minister, a former KGB agent. Yeah, it's Putin. You've heard of Putin, right? Suddenly, Shimayama turned his gaze towards me and asked me a question. Putin? Yeah, that's right, I'm calling him Putin here! Putin sucks. And you know what? If he's gonna be like the main villain of Steins Gate Zero, gosh darn it, I'm just not gonna mince words here. The Soviet General Secretary, right? I almost said the President of Russia, but managed to stop myself. The Soviet Union still existed in this world line. Putin's title was General Secretary, not President. I'd heard that during my time at Yurima. Correct. Interestingly enough, Nakase referred to him as the President of Russia. What? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention, and I'm not really what you'd call a good student. No, that's not it. It's one of the strange things about all the people who have these dreams. They all call him President Putin. They call all Gorbachev and Yeltsin presidents too. Or Yeltsin, it should be Yeltsin. They all call Gorbachev and Yeltsin presidents too. Boris Nikolaevich Yeltsin, a former USSR politician. After the fall of the Soviet Union, he became the first president of the Russian Federation as well as its prime minister. He died in 2007. And Mikhail Sergeyevich Gorbachev, general secretary of the Soviet Communist Party, the last leader of the USSR. He executed the Perestroika plan and brought the Cold War to an end. That's why the scientists have started calling it President's Disease. Not a terribly clever name, if you ask me. No way. Is he talking about reading Steiner? There was a strong chance that people besides me had that power, even if not as acutely. I never found out for sure, but what Ferris said in the Alpha World line certainly suggested it. So it was certainly possible that Shimayama's waking dreams were actually the effects of reading Steiner. If they were all aware of the world line shift a month ago, just like me, if Fubuki had the same memories of the other world line that I had, it would make perfect sense that she called Putin a president. Gorbachev? Yeltsin? You don't know them? Didn't they teach that in world history? I only took science classes in high school. I thought everyone knew about them. Do kids today not know who they are? I find it hard to believe that you're all that ignorant. I'm sure you know about Gorbachev and Yeltsin, right, Okabe? Yeah, I suppose so. And Perestroika and the fall of the Berlin Wall. I love how they're changing the names of the people, but not like the other things, like the Berlin Wall. Should have called it like the Derlin Wall or something. Russian for restructuring, a policy of economic revolution via the introduction of market-oriented economics that was implemented in 1985 by the Soviet Union. Originally, it was an attempt to reboot a stalled socialist economy, but it led to the end of the Communist Party's one-party dominance and the collapse of the USSR. Skin grinding is torturous? Yeah, I bet, Cosmetica, but you knew what you were getting into! How are you doing, Cosmetica? After World War II, the capital of Germany, Berlin, was divided into two sides. The eastern side was controlled by the Soviet Union, and the western by America, England, and France. Later, Germany would split into West Germany and East Germany. A portion of Berlin and East Germany remained its capital, but West Berlin remained occupied by the Allied powers while being cut off from the rest of the West Germany, which lay approximately 100 miles to the west. In 1961, East Germany built a wall around the city in response to continuing attempts by its citizens to seek asylum in West Berlin. This was the Berlin Wall. Until its destruction in 1989, it was a symbol of the divide between East and West Germany. Additionally, West Berlin was never officially West German territory. They simply operated as a stand-in for foreign affairs and currency administration. They added like 40 new skins in this Christmas update, and they all use event currency and been grinding like crazy. Yeah, I think you mentioned something like that before, but still, you know what you're getting into! I think you need to like maybe have a cutoff date or something, like review of all skins as of XYZ date. Personally. Yeah, they were in the textbooks. A second after the words were cut out of my mouth, an alarm went off in my mind. Something was wrong. There was something strange about what Shimayama was saying. They were in the textbooks. Dean Tito made a mistake here. Presumably, the Berlin Wall never actually fell in this world line. So he tricked him into saying something he shouldn't have. The East and West were caught up in the middle of a world war. How could the Berlin Wall have fallen? Could Gorbachev really execute Perestroika? By the time I realized he tricked me, it was too late. My panic appeared on my face. Hmm? You too, huh? And you were deliberately trying to hide it, weren't you? So the information was right after all. You know something important. You can't work on your recordings or spreadsheet when you don't have them all. Well, why not? Why not? Listen, Okabe. I want you to tell me. It gets overwhelming? What? To make a cutoff point to make your work easier? I don't get it. If you're only doing gens, it doesn't make for a good recording. It says who? I say au contraire to that. Especially since when you consider that when you put out the video, it's gonna eventually get out of date by more skins getting released anyway. So, like, at a certain point, it's like, what are you gonna do when more skins inevitably come out? Are you just gonna come up with an update? Shimiyama suddenly laughed. It was a bitter laugh, almost eerily so. Gorbachev? Yeltsin? Who are these people you all keep talking about? We don't have any data on them, and neither do any of the American intelligence agencies. That data doesn't exist. Doesn't exist? I looked over at Yuki. From the look on her face, I could tell that she really had no idea who they were. Perestroika, the fall of the Berlin Wall. Did these things really happen? Tell me, please. But I couldn't answer. I was thinking of something completely different. I suddenly realized why the world line might have changed a month ago on Christmas Eve. What if Russia used the time machine that day in an experiment to change the past? The goal of the experiment would have been to stop the collapse of the Soviet Union. Now the result of their changing the past was this world line. How foolish. A single change to the past and the butterfly effect makes the entire world so different. Part of chaos theory that says, if a butterfly flaps its wings as Beijing, a storm will occur in New York. Even if a small change in starting conditions can lead to radically different results. Chaos theory states that it can be difficult to predict the outcomes of a system, even if the equations describing it are extremely simple. But this does not mean, however, that these outcomes are random. It means that even a minor change in the process can cause an unexpected divergence in the results. Also, this theory does not apply to short-term predictions. Did they know how many people had died? Have you and your friends really experienced the history of a different world? I just can't believe it. It's just nonsense conducted by some crazy scientists. He was about to push me further when we heard the sound of an incoming call on a cell phone. I thought cell phones were supposed to work! Shimiyama grunted and took his phone out of his pocket. This is Shimoyama. Yeah, we're on our way to the bureau. What? What do you mean? Damn it! That's the problem with these idiots. What country do these politicians think they're working for? Shimiyama's fingers slammed down on the end call button so hard I thought the phone would break. There was a look of rage on his face. Changing our destination. Head to Kadena Base, Gate 2. An American Air Force base in Japan. It has twice the area of Tokyo International Airport. His words were filled with irritation as he spoke to the driver. Changing destinations? Who is he just talking to? As I sat there confused, Shimoyama started to call someone else. Shimoyama, we're changing our destination. We'll meet at Gate 2 at Kadena Base. That was all he said before he hung up. What's going on? The situation's changed. Okuba is heading to a US military base. From there, he might get to take a fun trip on a US Air Force plane to America. What? America? I'll ask them to make sure you get first-class accommodations, but don't get your hopes up. They don't listen to us any more than you listen to a yapping pet dog. Why America? I don't know if it's the CIA or the NSC, but someone wants us to hand you over. American National Security Council, an organization that works directly for the White House and advises the President on national security matters. It consists of the President, the Vice President, the Secretary of State, the Secretary of the Treasury, and the Secretary of Defense. An abbreviation used by the American Central Intelligence Agency. The CIA reports directly to the President. They engage in spying, intelligence gathering, and political manipulation in foreign nations to guarantee America's security. They are said to have been involved in many major historical events. But why? Ask them yourself. And then he turned back towards the front and fell silent, refusing to answer any of my questions. The car went down the road for a while until we got off at an exit that read South Okinawa. U-5 Air Force. We stopped in front of the gate. Several US soldiers had evidently been waiting for my arrival. Once we hand you over to the Americans, we're not going to get any accurate information from them. So this is my last chance. Shimiyama turned around from the front passenger seat and looked straight at me. His eyes were desperate and begging. Tell me, what are we supposed to do from now on? Please! I remembered all the soldiers in Tokyo who'd fought so desperately to protect me. Were they fighting to help someone else in Tokyo right now? Or were they already... I don't know. Okabe! I really don't know! Do you think I could do something about this war all by myself? Knowing that Gorbachev and Yeltsin were presidents of Russia, or that they brought a dramatic end to the Cold War, that doesn't actually help anything! I could hear the sound of another car getting closer. Shimiyama sighed and opened the passenger side door. Get out. I exited the car as I was told. Okarin! Mairi got out of the van behind us and ran over to me. Mairi! Okarin! Cute! My childhood friend flung herself into my arms and I held her tight. I finally get to see you! I'm so glad you're safe. I could feel her warmth. Mairi was there. I'd never gone almost a whole month without seeing her before. And this was wartime. I couldn't easily contact her like I could in the old world line. So I'd been so worried about whether or not Mairi was okay. It was no exaggeration to say that I'd survived this far just to make sure. I'd erased the entire Alpha world line to save her. No matter what happened, I wanted her to be safe. Okarin, you're hurting me. Sorry. I'd held her too closely. I took a step back. Mayashi believed, you know. Mayashi believed she'd get to see Okarin again. Yeah. Hooray! You're safe! Okabe! I heard two more voices I recognize. Oh hey! Ferris's hair is down. That looks awesome. Ferris and Luca, and behind them I saw Kaede. Glad you're all safe. Okabe, I felt myself getting choked up too when I saw Lukiko cry. I exchanged greetings with Kaede too. Fubuki had grabbed onto her like a little kid. She was still pale and trembling. Ferris, I guess you're not wearing your maid outfit for once. It's been a long time since anybody's called me Ferris. Ferris spoke sadly. Then she put her hand around my neck and held me close. Her little pink lips got close to my ear as if she was about to kiss me. Hey! What was going on? Don't be so embarrassed. She laughed mischievously. And Ferris... No. Rumiho Akiha whispered into my ear while pretending to kiss me. Careful. Don't trust the Ministry of Defense or the Americans. Adults are all liars. None of them tell the truth. I mean, you're all adults too, actually. Or at least most of you all are adults. That's right. Ferris had a special talent. Yeah, that's right, she can read people. Really well. Cheshire break. Alright, Cheshire Cat, fictional grinning cat in Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. She was incredibly good at looking into someone's heart and seeing what they were thinking. Basically like Apollo Justice! Yeah. I just figured that out. One of them just tricked me. Ferris looked surprised and took a step back. That's sad, yeah. Yeah. And then I heard the sound of another engine. This time it was coming from beyond the gate, and inside the base. It belonged to a black luxury car with an E on the license plate. Behind it was a minibus. The two of them stopped in front of the gate. It was time for my reunion to end.
Welcome.
An American soldier as tall as a basketball player got out of the car. Welcome, everyone. My name is Hammond. His Japanese was good, but not great. Everyone except Mr. Okabe, please get on the bus. He was smiling, but I could tell he wasn't going to allow any arguments. And the other American soldiers were still carrying their rifles as they stood guard without smiles. Shimeyama and the other Japanese were watching us from a distance. They didn't try to stop us. They were just looking downwards. Everyone but Okarin? What do you mean? There's no need to be scared. We're just going to talk to you a little, and they'll send you right to the Okinawan Defense Bureau. Come along. Okarin! It's fine. Don't worry. What? Yuki, take care of Mairi. Okay. Yuki nodded and put her arm around Mairi's shoulder as she led her to the bus. Everyone else followed. Okarin! What is the United 5 Air Force? I have no idea, Ki! I asked that same thing earlier. Well, I pointed that out earlier too, but yeah, I don't know why that 5 is there. I don't know, man. How are you doing, Ki? Tell my parents I said hi. Once everyone but me was on, the minibus left immediately. Now, how are your holidays going, Ki? The area in front of the gate fell silent. It was hard to believe this existed in the same world as all the places I'd crossed on my escape through Japan's main island. All right, Mr. Okabe, come this way. He told me to get in the back seat of the black luxury car. So far, so good? That's good to hear. What would happen to me once I got inside? I tried to think about it, but realized there was nothing I could do. I was just about to get into the car when... Okabe, run! If you go to America, you won't come back alive! Shimeyama's scream was cut off by the sound of gunfire. In the corner of my eye, I saw the American soldiers firing without hesitation. No way. How was my Christmas? It was good! Nice and relaxing. And, yeah, got to hang out with family, play games. It was good. I enjoyed it. How was yours? I tried to turn around when... Get inside! A large hand blocked my vision as Hammond held me down. I couldn't hear Shimeyama's voice anymore. Through the gaps between his fingers, I could see that nothing was moving. And I knew exactly what that meant. I was shoved into the car before I had time to think about it. This is... I tried to open my mouth, but Hammond looked into my eyes and shook his head. Oh, you've been spending your week with your family and your two nieces. They are evil, but oh so cute. I feel like you can hide evil and cuteness so well. I wasn't supposed to talk then. Hammond sat next to me, then closed the door. The car started to move. Soon, we turned down a different road than the one the minibus was taking. America, huh? I'd never been there before. What were they going to do to me there? Use me as a guinea pig? Cut open my head and dissect my brain? I probably wasn't going to be able to do any tourist things. I felt like screaming, but tried my best to stay calm. There's someone I want you to meet. Hammond suddenly spoke. Then he handed me something. I took it before I even looked at what it was. When I checked, it was a normal smartphone. It's not locked. Just hit that button. Want to talk to Amadeus? Confused, I pressed the button as I was told. And then something appeared on the screen. It's Amadeus, isn't it? It is.
Kurisu!
It was the Amadeus Kurisu Makise. Why does the US military have Amadeus? I was about to ask Hammond when, for the first time in about a month, that feeling came back. 1.38. 1.129. Oh no, we're even. Oh boy! That's a huge shift! The whole world and all its colors began to shift. There was a feeling of instability, like my brain was unable to recognize where it was. And then dizziness and a sense of falling, like you get when you're anemic. I could hear the blood vessels deep within my ears, and they sounded really loud. The sense of floating finally stopped. My surroundings coalesced into firm shapes. Ocarine? Mairi was in front of me. I was in the lab, in the room I knew well. There was no trace of Okinawa anywhere. Mayushi's gonna get embarrassed if he keeps staring like that. I realized that I was staring at Mayuri. I looked around the room. Dadu was sitting in front of the PC, like always, hunched over with his back towards me. Suzuha was reading a magazine on the couch. On the open page, I could read the title, New Encephalitis Strikes Worldwide. Are you in danger? The same couch, the same cheap fridge, Dado's computer desk, the dirty curtain that cut off the development room from the rest of the lab. A wall clock, which I picked out of a garbage dump, told me it was past 6. I looked at the calendar, and 2010 was already gone. It was January 2011. The world line had changed again. I was back? Oh, he's not back though! The world's divergence number was different than it was before. Very different. Someone sent another D-mail. To the old world line? Hey, Mayuri. This is Akihabara, right? Is it not Akihabara? It's Akihabara. What day is it again? The 21st. Do you know who Gorbachev is? Gorbachev? I think I've heard that name. Perestroika, right? Russia. Or was Gorbachev back from the Soviet days? These days, when you think Russia, you think Putin. I'm sure if he was in front of me and he glared at me, I'd pee my pants. I know Putin! He's the president of Russia, right? Did you know he likes doggies? He keeps an Akita. I saw it on the news. President. Yeah, that's right. He's the president. Mayuri, Dadu, and Suzuha looked over at me suspiciously. It felt like a long time since anyone had looked at me like that way. I was back. I no longer had to worry that I might be killed at any second. I felt incredibly relieved. But at the same time, I wondered, why had the world line changed again? I needed to calm down and think for a bit. I went up to the roof and booted up the web browser on my smartphone. Unlike during wartime, it connected immediately. I was amazed at the speed. Just getting an internet connection was in the last world line had been difficult enough. Mikhail Gorbachev, okay. I started by searching for Gorbachev, and the results came back instantly. WKIpedia. Perestroika. The Soviet Union's first and last president. The August coup d'etat and the collapse of the Soviet Union. All the keywords I hoped to see were there. As soon as I confirmed that the Soviet Union was dismantled at the end of the 20th century and no longer existed, I closed the browser. Then why had the world line shifted again? I hadn't done anything. I didn't have any way to affect the divergence value. So what had changed it? Had whoever had performed the first experiment in Russia undone it? Had they watched its progress for a month and been satisfied? See, I don't know though. I think someone else might have done it because the divergence number changed like to like an even different number. This is like 1.12 now, when it was like 1.38 before. And I think the original divergence number was like 1.35 or something. So I don't know, man. Were they going to keep doing it? And if they did, would I be caught up in it each time? It's so cold. It was a mistake to come outside without a coat on. Nothing I could come up with by myself would be anything more than a guess. I went back to the lab. The wreaths we put up at the entrance for the Christmas party were still up.
Christmas party.
Christmas party, huh? It had only been a month, hadn't it? It felt like a million years ago. I had no memories of what I'd done in this world line after the Christmas party. Come to think of it, we left the decorations up. We should take those down. You and Miss Fubuki collapsed during the party, right? So there was a big fuss and we sort of forgot to clean up. Nakase and I collapsed? Sounds like someone we will want to talk with later about the events that we saw. Was that when the world line changed? Everyone remembered that I'd collapsed at the Christmas party, which means I'd come back to the same world line as the one I'd been in before. If this was Russia's doing, it was terrifying to think they could control the world line to that degree. And there was one more thing. It worried me that Fubuki had collapsed too. I stood there, lost in thought. Daru and Mayuri looked a little concerned. Okarin? Come to think of it, I was wondering how Nakase was doing. I quickly came up with an excuse. Fubuki's still in the hospital. In the hospital? Even though it's been a month? She says she's fine, but they won't let her leave. I've heard that lately, unless you were really, really sick, they wouldn't let you stay in the hospital for very long. Was Fubuki sick with something? I still think she's got this, I guess. Suzuha whispered as she held up the page of the magazine she was reading. New encephalitis strikes worldwide. Are you in danger? New encephalitis. I borrowed the magazine. They were talking about this last November. I'd seen a glimpse of it on the news. Outside of Japan, they'd seen almost 100 people, albeit with mild symptoms. In Japan, there were 10 people being kept out of hospitals for examinations, or so it said. So it had made its way to Japan? And one of those 10 was Fubuki then. Was it transmissible by air? We didn't catch her at the Christmas party, did we? I knew that getting nervous wouldn't help anything, but still I wondered. Hey, shouldn't you go to the hospital too, Okarin? You were in worse shape than she was, you know? Yeah, I'll think about it. I gave a half-hearted answer to Mayuri, then turned back to the magazine. Strange symptoms being found all over the world. Cause unknown. Sudden memory loss. Memories differ from those of people around you. Losing all sense of the passage of time. Losing the ability to tell the difference between dreams and reality, and sometimes having waking dreams. The article was filled with things like that. This was just like reading Steiner! And it matched exactly with what Shimayama had told me in the other world line. You have very realistic dreams, for example. In particularly bad instances, they could almost be called waking dreams. I'm told at times you lose the ability to tell the difference between dreams and reality. There are others who say they have very similar dreams, and not just one or two. I'd wondered back then if Fubuki possessed reading Steiner, too. Maybe the reason she collapsed at the Christmas party wasn't some new disease, but the unexpected activation of reading Steiner. That would mean her diagnosis was wrong. The unnecessary tests and treatments they gave her wouldn't help a bit. It looked like I needed to talk to Fubuki. I ended up going over that day. She was at a large general hospital with a medical student department, located in Ochanomizu. It was close enough to Akihabara I could walk, and getting there was easy. So she might get the wrong idea if I went alone. I encouraged Mayuri to come with me. I hoped it would look like I was only coming as an afterthought. But it ended up being a bigger deal than I expected. When they heard that Mayuri was going, Yuki and Kaede decided to come too. Evidently, they'd all been to visit Fubuki several times before, and they knew exactly where she was located. They walked down the halls without hesitation. Also, just so y'all know, the text at the top left corner there, that says staff station. So that's basically the front desk. It was almost 8 when visiting hours ended, so we needed to hurry. But as we passed by a nurse's station, there was a minor commotion. A woman in her late 40s was wearing a gray jersey was yelling at the doctors and nurses. Enough of this! When do I get to go home? They told you, only after you've been examined and gotten the treatment you need. You aren't giving me any kind of treatment! And what was supposed to be a quick exam and I'd be stuck here for a month? What am I supposed to do without my job? Calm down. There's still a lot we don't know about this disease. Without proper examination and treatment, it's dangerous. Liar! The TV said not to worry because it wasn't that bad! We told you before. That's only if you get the appropriate treatment. One of the nurses just told me you were dizzy. I just felt anemic because dinner was late. I'm just fine. Let me go home! The woman was about ready to grab the doctor by the throat. Several female nurses held her back, then dragged her off somewhere with reassuring words. That scared me. Do you think Fubuki's okay? The girls hurried even faster down the hallway. Fubuki was in a 4-person room at the very end of the hallway. We hesitantly peeked inside. That voice! We could hear moaning coming from beyond the curtains surrounding Fubuki's bed. Mayuri went pale and hurriedly ripped them open. Fubuki? Blargle! Blargle! Fubuki made a strange noise and spun around as we came in. I looked closer and saw that she was sitting on the bed with her legs crossed, watching a show on the LCD TV attached to it. Her eyes were red and swollen with tears, but given the fact that she had a stick of Pocky in her Mouse, she was probably just crying over a soap opera. Oh, you guys came to see me! Fubuki wiped away her tears and welcomed us with her usual smile. You scared Maishi. I thought you were crying. You really scared us. Sorry. Even as she apologized, she tossed another chocolate-coated stick into her mouth. Her hair was tied up, and she was wearing some kind of headgear. At first, I thought it was just that she was too lazy to do her hair, but evidently not. There were cords coming out of the headgear that were attached to a belt around her waist. Were they monitoring her brainwaves? As unobtrusively as possible, I took a look at the other patients around the room. They were all wearing the same headgear. They may have been giving it to all the encephalitis patients. Sorry to bring everybody over, Fubuki. Not at all! You're very welcome. And I didn't think Okarin would come. Fubuki stared at me intently. She had never done that before, so I started to wonder if there was something on my face. They said you collapsed like I did, so I got worried. How are you doing? Just fine. I really don't understand why they wouldn't let me leave. Every day they just do the exams and there's nothing for me to do. I'm so bored! And you're not allowed to use your phone in the rooms. I want to send a text, I have to go all the way to the lobby, and they turn off the lights at 9 so I can't watch the late night anime. I really just don't believe this. Her bed was surrounded with portable game consoles, magazines, a miniature DVD player, anything to stave off boredom. And given all the half-empty boxes of snacks, it was hard to believe that the disease was as serious as they said on the news. Are you okay, Okarin? Yeah, I told Mayuri this, but I'm fine. I see. I'm glad. She seemed truly relieved, but she was still staring at me. And suddenly, Kaede started to fidget. Not only that, she blushed, then glanced at me, and then almost started to cry. She was acting really weird. Kaede? What's wrong? Kaede started fidgeting even more when she realized that everyone was looking at her, but she had no choice but to go over and whisper something in Fubuki's ear. Fubuki! The other girls tried to quiet Fubuki down. This was a hospital, and there were other patients in the room. We couldn't make a fuss. But listen to this, everybody. Listen to this, everybody. Miss Kaede Kurishima here suspects me of secretly dating Okarin. Now it was our turn to keep from shouting in surprise. Where are you getting that from? Because according to Mayuri, you're the one who wanted to come to see Fubuki today, right? That's... Well, that's true. There was another reason, but I couldn't say that. And Fubuki and Okarin were staring longingly at one another. We were not staring longingly at one another. That's not it. Fubuki tried to scratch her hair, but the headgear blocked her way and she gave up. I had this really realistic dream. Realistic dream? I was startled. About World War III? That may have been what I wanted to find out. It was sometime this evening. I was kind of spacing out. There's just nothing to do around here. And then somehow... I don't really remember, but me and Okarin and Yuki were all taken somewhere in a car by these scary men. I was there too? Yeah. It was the same. That meant Fubuki had experienced the same things I'd gone through in the other world line. And this evening would have been the same time I was experiencing it. I peeked through the curtains to make sure that none of the hospital staff were around. Sorry guys, could you leave me alone with Nakase for a bit?
話をさせてくれないか
No way! It's not like that. I wasn't really sure how to handle that reaction. Is it something you don't want Maishi and everyone else to know about? It's about her disease. Okay, I understand. Mayuri nodded and went outside the curtains. The other two looked bothered, but they followed her. Nakase. Did this dream of yours take place in Okinawa?
もしかして場所は沖縄じゃなかったか
Huh? Yeah, that's right. I think it was Okinawa. I think I saw a sign saying so when I was in the car. Inside the car, there was you, me, and Yuki. Then the driver and a short man who was an SDF soldier.
運転手と背の低い自衛隊の男
Yeah.
男の
The man's name is Shimayama.
下山
Fubuki suddenly went pale. A dream about being in a car in Okinawa could be written off as a coincidence, but knowing the exact name of the man in that shared dream was a different matter entirely. How? Why?
その男は
The man talked to you about waking dreams and the president of Russia.
ロシアの大統領の話も
That's right!
そして
And then we were taken to a US Army base. There you met up with Mayuri and the others and said goodbye to me.
そこでマユリたちと合流して俺とは別れた
Fubuki was too stunned to speak. There was no room for doubt. My suspicion turned into a certainty. Fubuki had a stronger reading Steiner than most people, and remembered the other world line as a relatively realistic dream. In the dream, that Shimayama guy said that you and I both had memories of another world. Yeah. Was he right? Yeah. I hesitated for a moment, but then I gave her a brief explanation of my own reading Steiner ability. The one thing I wanted to make sure she understood was that her dreams weren't caused by an illness. But her reaction wasn't what I expected. Then there may be others who aren't sick too. There are? There's nothing to do, so I talk to the others a lot about the dreams we have. Sometimes it's just amazing how similar they are. There's a kid in elementary school who's in the next room. We became friends. They said that they'd never been to Okinawa, but they had a dream that they were there. Tokyo had burned down, and the self-defense forces saved them and took them there. See. Oh no. If that was true, then it wasn't just Fubuki. There were other patients who were being kept in the hospital for no reason, who didn't have any kind of disease at all. Should I talk to the doctors? No. I don't think they'd believe you. If they started to think that your delusions were getting worse. You're right. What if this is a cover-up? I wonder if they're trying to extract information out of the patient's minds to put them into an LLM like Amadeus. I don't like this. Something very, very insidious is going on here, and I don't like it. You shouldn't tell the others yet. You don't want there to be a fuss. Yeah. And then Yuki poked her head through the curtain. Okabe, a nurse is coming. Visiting hours are over today. I looked at the clock. It was well past 8. Sorry for being in such a rush, Fubuki. Next time we'll come earlier so we have more time. Aw, Maishi, don't go! But the nurse will get mad. Let them get mad. Sleep with me tonight. Fubuki was back to her usual self. She grabbed Maeri's hand and held it tight. Kaede chuckled and forced her to let go. Don't be selfish. We'll come as often as we can. That's not good enough. Come tomorrow and the day after, as soon as school's over. I'm so bored I could die! Fubuki flailed her arms and legs about. It was a bit too deliberate if you asked me. Kaede patted her on the head. Right. Bye-bye. Maeri and Yuki went over to pat her too, and before long, she looked like a little puppy in a kennel being petted. We left her behind and exited the room. I was the last to leave, and before I did, I turned around and saw Fubuki staring at us from the bed. Our eyes met, so I nodded a little. It's okay. You're not sick, so don't worry. I don't know if she understood what I meant, but she nodded back. The hospital halls were strangely silent after visiting hours were over. Looks like I got something on Ryan. I want to talk in private. I'll wait for you to contact me. Something in the short message made me feel very tense. After I said my goodbyes to the others, I contacted Suzuha. She told me to come to the top of the radio building. When I arrived, she was standing silently on the dark roof. There was no trace of a smile on her face. Her eyes shone in the darkness, and as she glared at me, I felt a shiver run down my spine. This was not the Suzuha I was used to. Maybe this was her true self. Whatever she wanted to talk to me about, I was sure I was going to like it. Sorry to bring you out here like this, Uncle Okarin. What did you want to talk about? I'm really not good at talking to people or trying to persuade them, you know. From the way she stumbled over her words, it was clearly something she didn't want to talk about. Just say it. That's what the old you would have done, right? Yeah, you're right. Are you trying to break this to me gently? I see. Thanks. It's not really like that. Suzuha got a little annoyed and tried to say something back to me, but ended up swallowing her words. To be honest, it was a bit of a shock at first. You were so different than the Suzuha I know. I can't help it. When the world line changes, so does the environment you grew up in. And that changes your personality and how you think. Yeah. But I don't think that anymore. You're still the Suzuha I know. No. I really am different. I'm not the Suzuha Amina you know well, Uncle Okarin. Suzuha? I followed you today. Followed me? That's right. All the way into the hospital. What did she say? What did she say? Why would she do that? No, I knew the answer without even asking. There was only one reason she would do something like that. You realized that I jumped world lines. I'd always suspected that your reading Steiner might have activated on Christmas Eve. And not just then. Today, too. And now I'm sure. I deliberately avoided telling Suzuha that the world line had changed. It was obvious that she would react like this. Tell me, is this a different world line than it was before? What will you do with the answer? Just tell me! This is an order, Rintarou Okabe. I gulped as I saw her pull a gleaming pistol out from her jacket. It was aimed right between my eyes. This is a joke, right? I wouldn't do this as a joke. It felt like Suzuha was trying to revert to who she was when I'd first come to the Beta world line. A woman who put her mission above everything else. She was so desperate to hurt to even look at her. What would happen if she shot me here? I imagined myself lying on the ground in a pool of blood. In my mind, the image overlapped with Kurisu's dead body. I closed my eyes and grit my teeth, trying to avoid a flashback. I spent the last month trying to escape to Okinawa in the middle of war, but I still wasn't used to having a gun pointed right at me. I'll ask you one more time. Did the world line change? Is this a different world line than it was before? But Suzuha's hands were shaking a little as she held the gun. That would have been unimaginable when she first came here from the future. Maybe she was ashamed of it because she bit down on her teeth even harder.
Boo! You stink!
Oh, you stink, Orville! Can't you see we're being held at gunpoint? Anyway, how are you doing? She must have bit her lip when she did so, because a single trail of blood ran down her jaw and dripped onto the ground. I stared at the blood as I answered. Don't worry. We're in the same world line as we were before. Hey, you see that you have eyes? Oh, so you can see the stink lines coming off of you? Oh, no, just the gunpoint thing. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you have eyes. Well, don't say that we stink thing, then. Suzuha stinks. She's holding us at gunpoint. You sure? Yeah. It's true that the world line moved once.
What did the
but we
green
came
grape
back,
say to the purple
I
grape?
think.
Breath.
Breath! It should be breathe. Dang it, Big Mochi Butt. Use the wrong word. That ruined the joke. Yeah, it's true that the world line moved once, but we came back, I think. Who was responsible? Russia? I think so. Which means they finally started experimenting with the time machine. I nodded. Then that means there's no time to waste. If they keep experimenting, something will happen that can't be changed. It might close the path to Steins Gate. I'm a fool. I shouldn't have wasted time worrying. I'm done trying to get you to change your mind. What will you do? Rintarou Okabe. You're going to follow my orders. You're coming back to July 28th with me. How about we take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else? That might just be crazy enough to get us all killed! And if I refuse? I won't let you refuse. Are you okay with that? What? Are you okay with erasing this world line? Shut up!
You know what that means? Fish.
There was a horrible ringing in my ears and a fierce pain in my eardrums. A second later, the smell of gunpowder passed by my face. She really shot at me. Next time, it won't be a threat. I'll shoot you. She was glaring at me as if she was about to cry. We stared at each other in silence. I tried as hard as I could to come up with something to calm her down, but nothing came to me. Nothing I could come up with would get her to change her mind. What should I do? Suzuha! Okarin! What are you doing? Suddenly, I heard Daru's voice. I turned and saw that he'd just come out of the door near the stairs. Dad? How? I got a message from Mayushi and Amaneshi. They said you'd contacted Okarin. Had a bad feeling, so I decided to look for you. And then I got a message from an unknown sender. Oh? An unknown sender? Did he get a D-mail? They sent me a URL that led to a map of this place. I thought you might be here, so I came right over. And then I heard a gunshot and it really scared me. Daru's whole body was covered in sweat. Even as he spoke, large beads were appearing on his forehead. He must have really hurried. So, Suzuha, what's with that gun? Suzuha wasn't actually... You wouldn't fire a gun if you didn't have a reason. Duh. Come on, Suzuha. Out with it. Dad, you know what it is. What's that? The world line changed. Russia started experimenting with the time machine. You sure? That's why I'm doing this. At this rate, it'll be too late to do anything. We won't reach Steins Gate. We won't be able to stop the Third World War. Mochi ranked the Dogies for DDLC from worst to best. Didn't I do this already, Orville? I feel like I've done that already. You first!
Suck. Suck.
What's that supposed to mean? Lots of people will die. Mom will die. And I won't be able to stop any of it. That would be really bad. But still, even if you threaten Okarin and force him to go back to the past with you, is that really going to work? Daru's normally easygoing expression has suddenly turned serious. Since I've started to research the time machine and the world lines, I've kind of figured something out. I think Okarin might be right, and it may be impossible to save Makaseshi in the normal way. Now you're saying it too, Dad! If the rules and causality of the world lines could be changed that easily, Okarin should have been able to save Maishi in the Alpha World line, right? A school of thought that says that all things have a cause and an effect. This idea is at the core of relativity theory. However, it has been observed in the microscale world of quantum mechanics that causality does not always apply. Then what am I supposed to do? Daru brought his fists up to his chest. That's what we're researching, right? But there's no time! It's okay. Just leave it to me. I'll figure something out, I promise. I wish you'd listen to your dad once in a while. Daru's voice was strong and kind in a way that you'd never imagine he was capable of. He softly took the gun from Suzuha's hands. She didn't resist. Here, you forgot something that's way more important than a gun. On cold days like today, you should be wearing these. The gloves that she got for Christmas? Daru took something out of his pocket. He pressed it into Suzuha's hands. It was a pair of handmade gloves. It was the present that Yuki had given her at the Christmas party. I remembered it well. When he gave her the gloves, warm tears started to flow down her face. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do anymore. Yeah. Help me, Dad. Help me, please! Suzuha's shoulders shook as the tears poured down. I turned my eyes towards the time machine, a silhouette in the darkness. I decided that I'm not getting back in that thing. No matter what Daru said, no matter how Suzuha threatened me, I wasn't going back to the past. I can't look back. Back to Suzuha's perspective, and she's looking especially sad here. The next thing she knew, Suzuha was inside the time machine, wrapped up in a blanket. She must have been crying a lot, because she hadn't even noticed that she'd come inside the time machine or that Rintarou had left. Her dad was next to her. He was also wrapped up in a blanket, and he was looking at her. Have you calmed down? Time is it? She wiped away the tears as she asked. It's almost a new day. Sorry to keep you out this late. It's fine, it's fine. I told you before, you can always count on your dad. Yeah. The time machine's hatch was still open, and cold air was pouring in. Each time they spoke, they could see their breath turn white. The machine was still silent. They could use the life support system in the cockpit to keep out the cold, but she didn't want to waste the energy. She rubbed her cheeks with her glove-covered hands. The gloves Yuki gave her were very warm, and her hands were the one part of her that wasn't cold. You know, I think someday Okudin is going to work with us. No, he's going to be our leader. Suzuha was a little surprised to see Itudu speaking seriously. Normally, all Itudu ever did was screw around. The Future Gadget Lab only exists because of Okudin. He's having a hard time right now, but he'll get over it. And then Hyo and Kyoma will come back. You know, the name Phoenix isn't just for show. And when that time comes, Okudin will probably get in the time machine himself, without needing you to tell him to. Suzuha realized Itudu was trying to make her feel better. Suddenly, deep in her heart, she felt a little warmer. Dad, do you realize how embarrassing the things you're saying are? Yeah, you're right. No way I can say that in front of Okudin. I'm gonna write a letter to Uncle Okudin before tomorrow. If I try to talk to him directly, I'll end up acting weird again. I'll tell him I'm sorry. And that I'm going to keep fighting a little longer. So, I want him to just think about it. But still, there's really not a lot of time left. Not a lot of time. Because Russia started their experiments? You see, the internal battery for the quantum computer that controls the time machine is just about to run out. A computer capable of using quantum mechanical overlapping to perform parallel processing. While modern-day computers switch between two signals, 0 and 1, to perform their calculations, a quantum computer is capable of calculating these two signals at the same time. This allows for exponentially faster calculations, to the point where it is expected that quantum computing will change everything about the world we know. Practical quantum computers have not yet been built. And, interestingly, people are saying that classical computing, that quantum computing in a lot of applications may not actually be faster at certain things than classical computing. It's primarily I think it's primarily in the realm of, like, cryptography that quantum computing will really, like, change everything as we know it. Which is not nothing at all, because cryptography, like, you know, affects our lives, like, very widely, like, in realms of, like, security and, like, on the web and, like, in finance and all of that jazz. Seriously? I told you I used the machine a lot starting in 1988 in order to look for Kagari. That wasn't part of the original plan. Of course, that meant I had to use the computer that controls the machine more than I'd meant to. And that drained the battery? The battery is actually closer to running out than the fuel. It'll be hard to make the machine jump the way it's supposed to. If it's just a battery, can we swap it or recharge it? No. Can I take a little look at it? Oh, I actually can just remove it. I just have to press the circle button. Well, darn it. I wish I knew that earlier! Suzuha nodded and pointed to a piece at the core of the machine. Itaru leaned his huge body forward to take a look, but soon he gave out a moan of confusion. What is this thing? The battery was the same size as the car's, but it was the product of 2036's technology, and Itaru lived in the year 2010. There was probably no way he could understand it. From Itaru's perspective, it might as well have been a black box of unknown technology. A quick look wouldn't tell him anything about how it was built or how it would work. That was one reason why Suzuha had agreed to let him look at it. I don't think you can do anything with 2010's technology. It's basically the same as a disposable battery. You can't charge it and you can't swap it out. Well, then it's not a disposable battery. Just ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT didn't exist in 2011, so... You replace it with a battery or generator from this time? Suzuha shook her head helplessly. I tried that a long time ago, but it didn't work. I asked Big Sis Rumi to give me a car battery, one of the big ones they use in trucks. I hooked it up and it didn't last a second. We time traveled to 2025 and we asked ChatGPT. Yeah, when she's just saying that she's running out of fuel and battery power to even do that in the first place. That's a great idea, Key. What did you just say? I tried a gas power generator and it didn't work either. Can't even imagine how much gasoline you need. And we can't fit that much gas inside the machine anyway. Big Sis Rumi went through a lot of trouble to give you one of the latest fuel cell batteries. But even that wasn't good enough. Future tech is amazing. All that power in something this small? Once we have access to the Holy Grail that are LLMs, we can do anything. Okay, well technically they do actually have an LLM. They do have Amadeus. So I guess maybe they could ask Amadeus, but then... Does Kurisu know anything about batteries? From 2036? I don't know. Itaru was staring in amazement at the futuristic battery. If only we could use garbage as fuel, like in that one science fiction movie. So how long is it gonna last? Probably 1 or 2 more jumps at most. That's all? And even while the machine's shut down, it's still calculating gravity fields and positional coordinates constantly. Even if we don't jump, the battery will eventually run out. We've got another 6 months of battery at most before we lose the ability to do an accurate jump. So that's all the time we have to save Kurisu Makise. Suzuha grabbed onto Itaru's back and took a deep breath. It was squishy and it felt good. What happens if the battery runs out and we can't control the machine? We lose control of the Kerr black hole and are trapped beyond the event horizon for an eternity. Or we lose control of the Kerr black hole and are trapped beyond the event horizon for an eternity? Event horizon, also known as the Schwarzschild radius, a point past which no information can be transmitted. Information transmission occurs via light and electromagnetic waves. But the incredible gravity at the center of a black hole makes it impossible for even light to escape. The boundary at which this occurs is the event horizon. Anything that occurs inside an event horizon cannot be observed from the outside. Since no light can escape, the center of a black hole appears black. And a Kerr black hole is just a spinning black hole, basically. Right? A black hole whose existence is predicted by the current theories of physics. Unlike other black holes, the singularity at its center rotates, which makes it a ringularity, in actuality. While other black holes have their singularities at a single point, the Kerr black hole's singularity is a ring. Oh, okay, well they said that at the end anyway. Okay. Don't even say that stuff. It's bad luck. Yeah. Sorry. But I wonder what it's like. I wonder if it's calm and quiet like this, and it just always stays that way for eternity. Maybe that wouldn't be so bad. As she clung to her father's warm back, Suzuha started to feel very sleepy. She let her guard down for a moment. She was sure to fall asleep. She'd been trained to fight it on the battlefield, but this wasn't the battlefield, and she was exhausted from crying. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad to let herself sleep once in a while. She sat down and held her knees like a child, then softly closed her eyes. I see. So Suzuha's leaving before summer ends, no matter what Okarin decides. Just before she fell asleep, she thought she heard her father talking to himself. And now, we are going back. Well, we're going back to this. But we are gonna end things off here. Actually, it's been about almost 4 hours. And I don't want to get too far ahead. Man, I love this game. It's crazy how much different the pacing is in Steins Gate Zero than the original Steins Gate. It's so good. It's so interesting. I love it a lot. It's incredible, actually. But yeah, I'm glad that I was able to squeeze in another stream before the new year. I have a feeling that this may actually be the last stream for the year, though, because, you know, with New Year's Eve tomorrow, I have someplace to be. And, yeah. So yeah, probably not gonna get another stream, before 2026. But I have a feeling there will be another one very soon, regardless. So, you know, so, you know, quite possibly this weekend. We'll see. We'll see. It really depends on how far in idle hell I still am. Anyway, I'm not gonna read out right now. There aren't really a whole lot of people that are streaming right now. Plus, I just want to get back into gear and do some other things. But anyway, so thank you everyone for watching. This was great. Thank you again, Arrow and Candy, for the dual raid. I appreciate you. And next time, we'll probably be doing some more Steins Gate Zero. But we'll see. It could also be Splatoon as well, because, you know, we are doing PSL again, since that's coming up. And yeah, so yeah. Remember when I used to play that game? Me neither. All right. Well, until then, goodbye, everyone. Take care.